I threw in the jack. Your Los Angeles Kings win just barely. When Cappy and I walked out, because I was tired. I get tired at the end of the day. We walked out because of all the meds, because I almost died 9 o'clock straight up.
That's it. We set the high water mark.
We left at 4-1 at the end of the second period.
Yeah, you missed.
And as we were walking out,
part.
I said, the Oilers just scored. That Connor McDavid guy, he's good. Cappy, should we stay? And he said, nah, we're good.
It's Nick Jesus.
It was
easy. We just celebrated Easter.
It
Okay,
was
I'm celebrating Jesus.
exciting, stressful, crazy, terrifying as you can come up with, because a 4-goal lead should be a slam dunk.
It should be.
Forget about it. This is in the books. 1-0. Let's get ready to win both games at home. To, hey, 4-1's kind of a game. To, hey, 4-2's a problem. To, 5-2, we're good. To, 5-3, okay, we got a 2-man advantage for 2 minutes.
Easy with the heart attack.
No goals.
Sorry.
Empty net for what felt like an hour and a half that they couldn't get the puck into.
Crazy.
To, hey, they got one more. Now we got to wait. It's tied, and then they win it on a knuckleball changeup.
41 seconds left. I want to hear how it sounded on 710
It was
ESPN.
crazy.
Play that then.
Danault against Draisaitl, and Draisaitl wins the draw back to McDavid. Tried to backhand it in, got blocked. Kings bank it up the wall into the neutral zone. Here comes Trevor Moore, one-on-one. Moore waits, hits the trailer. Danault shoots, scores! Danault! It found its way through! A nylon-seeking puck trickles past Skinner.
Nylon-seeking, I like that.
Danault's second goal of the game, and with 41 seconds left, it is 6-5 LA.
That's Josh Schaefer last night on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network. You heard that on the app and on 710 ESPN. The greatness has filled the know, don't you know?
It was
nylon seeking.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was so good because, look, I don't want to put too fine a point on. We're going to talk with Jim Hiller at 11:15 coming up today.
Head coach of your Los Angeles Kings.
We'll talk to him about this. If they lost that game, that series is over.
Oh, over.
That series is
it's over.
Over.
In game one?
Oh, yeah.
They were ahead 4-0.
I know, but it's not over. But
It
I
was
mean,
over.
Makes it hard.
Was over.
It would have been a catastrophic
Makes
collapse.
it hard.
Historical
Lakers
collapse.
at 5.
a little-
No, we're not there yet.
little strong.
That
Yeah.
team against the Edmonton Oilers for the 4th year in a row, Edmonton has owned them. You had a 4-goal lead, and all of a sudden you blow it, basically all of it in the third period.
Wouldn't be over,
Yes,
but,
it
but,
would.
but the Avalanche has started down the hill.
It
Yeah.
would
Avalanche
be
are a different
over.
team. That's in
So,
Colorado.
you know what it
The
would be,
snowball
DeMarco?
will be
It's
rolling,
if you
the
jumped
Avalanche
off the
rolling
Empire
downhill.
State Building,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not dead until you hit the ground, but once
Exactly.
you step off the edge, you're dead.
I still
I thought
got a
they
few
think
floors in between.
I thought they think maybe you snap in midair, like you have a
heard
you have a heart attack.
That's what I
Well, okay,
heard. Yeah.
but when you
Isn't that
go
not
over,
true?
you're not dead yet until it happens.
Is that
but-
not true?
I haven't
thought-
jumped
heard
off
you
the Empire State Building lately.
No, I have not had the pleasure.
What else?
It
Marco?
was so. Look,
What?
the cliche is there's nothing like playoff hockey, right?
yeah.
That is the cliche, that there's nothing as exciting as playoff hockey, and it's true. And last night was bananas
Bonkers.
because
Yeah.
a 4-goal lead. You and I were texting a little bit. The other cliche is two-goal lead,
Now,
the
were you
most
text-
dangerous
hold
lead
on,
in
hold on.
hockey.
I want to pause on something.
Yes,
Were you texting solo?
yes.
So why is DeMarco not involved in this chat?
Oh, Jesus.
Would
Keep
you like to
going.
be?
Keep going. Keep going.
So we're talking,
Thank
and
you.
she said,
I just
'cause
don't
we
understand.
We like
all the other shows have
Shut
group
up
chats.
and let me finish
Group
talking.
chats.
My God, we have a group chat too.
But obviously,
Never mind.
Keep
Go
going.
ahead, Chris. Do your thing.
I just was wondering why
going.
DeMarco's not in the chat.
Keep going.
I tried to talk about the Kings. You do what you'd like
Well,
to
no,
do,
go
and
ahead.
then I'll finish. No, you
904.
go ahead.
Well, I thought the Kings were great,
They
DeMarco.
were
I wasn't
great.
in a group chat with you, but I thought it was
it's
great.
all good. They were great. That's
2-0
fun.
is the most
Yeah.
dangerous lead in hockey. That's the cliche. And so I texted Travis. I texted my friend Ryan, who I know is locked into all things hockey. He's in the East Coast. He works on Clinton's show. And I was like, they can't lose this. And, well, they nearly
They
did.
tried.
Yes.
They tried. Definitely they tried. And I
Yeah.
want. Here's what I want to ask Jim Hiller. I don't want to. I want you to, because you guys are the hosts of the show. I'm not great
Not
with
today,
guests.
we're not.
I'm not. No, usually Tuesdays you're not, which is a good day. But I'm not great with guests because, again, that my name's not on the show yet. So the point is, are they a little afraid for Game 3 on Wednesday, which we will have tickets, by the way, coming up today all day long. Tickets to Game 3 Wednesday at Crypto.com Arena.
Is who afraid?
The Kings.
The Kings are afraid?
Not well, they won't say it, but wouldn't you be a little afraid when the Oilers did that in the third period?
I mean, you got the win. I mean, you beat them. You withstood the, what do you call that? You survived the storm. So I wouldn't be afraid. I guess I'd have a little more respect.
You know the power of the Oilers.
Yeah.
You know that one period, maybe they unlocked something that they were. The Oilers were beaten down in the first 2 periods. The third period was where maybe the Oilers learned something that they can go and replicate for the second game, which is why you might be scared of the Oilers.
Trav, your thoughts?
On
the Kings.
I was trying to give them earlier, but I was interrupted.
I saw an opportunity for a bit, so we did it. We still got 10 minutes.
Going.
I mean, keep going.
We're good. Yeah.
I got to side with DeMarco on this one as our coach. Why aren't we going?
Wait, I'm confused.
We're not going.
Going where?
We're talking about the Kings.
Oh.
You want to switch to Lakers?
We can switch whatever you want. You're in charge today.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of in charge in theory, but
go ahead. I'm just following your lead. Go ahead.
I mean, if we're going to act this way, that's fine.
No, we're not going to act this way. No. We're going to move on.
Okay.
Yeah, we are. So wait, they should be afraid of the Oilers after they won? I'm confused by that. Did I miss something?
They won 6-5 when they had a 4-1 lead.
4-0.
4-0, truly. I would be a little concerned about that collapse.
Oh, concerned, yes. Okay, afraid, no.
If
but
the Lakers
yes.
had blown a 30-point lead to the Wolves, and then they won, but it was like a last-second buzzer beater that they had to when they lost that 30-point lead. You would be scared of the Wolves.
I'd be respectful. So how should the Oilers feel that they lost?
I think that's a really interesting question.
Why would they be afraid when I won?
I don't think they're afraid. I think they're incredibly relieved. Because I like how she said it. That is having a 30-point lead or like a 25-point lead in the fourth quarter, and you win the game on a half-court shot. That's basically what they did. That they had a huge lead, should have been in the bank, and instead of just winning, you needed something very, very unlikely to happen. So you're relieved. You played really well for the vast majority of the game.
Right.
I think to your question about Edmonton is a really good one because
should I feel confident I lost?
That's the thing. They spent a lot of energy to get back into this. Their two best guys, McDavid and Draisaitl, were their two best guys at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So they started to kind of do their thing, but they lost. So I don't know if they come out of this thing feeling, hey, we just need to start playing better sooner. We're in a pretty good spot. Or we just threw a haymaker and we didn't win the fight.
Well, that's what I don't. So is the early part of the game, was that more of what the Oilers weren't doing and what the Kings were doing? I don't know.
A little bit of both. Kings were
Kings
really
had amazing
good
energy
early.
out of the
They
game.
were really good early.
Kicking their you-know-what, right?
They were really good early. They were faster, which is saying something when you're talking about Edmonton. They were more physical. They took advantage of their opportunities. They got an early 5-on-3. They scored right away.
Yeah.
They didn't put Edmonton on the power play, which Edmonton's power play is ridiculously effective. They didn't do that. They did everything you're supposed to do except for hold on to a 4-goal lead, which they let slip through their hands.
Makes sense. I mean, look, I could care less how it's done as long as you get the W at the end of the day. And then you move on.
I think there's a lot of context.
This ain't football. This isn't a one game and out. This is a series, though.
I think about any sort of sport when you're competing.
I would be concerned.
You get the W.
I would be concerned if I'm the Kings, given the history with Edmonton and the fact that Connor McDavid and that Don Drysdale guy or whatever Travis said. And that was,
Did you say Don Drysdale?
Leon Draisaitl.
Did you say Drysdale?
No, we prepped that earlier before Travis got mad.
I did not.
Where'd the Drysdale come from?
I did that. We prepped
that
bit.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have.
We prepped the bit, but then Travis got mad. I still did the bit.
Yes.
I didn't get mad. I just didn't.
I thought you were mad.
I just wasn't amused by it.
I think Jorge was looking at me like...
There's a difference between getting mad and a difference between being unamused.
Why are we doing that? Because it's funny. Is it?
Yeah.
It was funny to me, which is actually what counts.
That's awesome. Yes. Okay.
Go ahead, Trav.
Come on.
I want to talk Lakers.
Be my guest.
Because I think there's... Well, we don't have to do it now. That was kind of a tease. I mean, I don't know if you got to read or not. You got to read?
No, I mean, I do, but we can do that at any point during the segment.
I mean, I was just thinking Kings here, maybe Lakers next.
Would you like to meet me for due to my Kings read?
Oh, you have a Kings read?
I do.
Oh.
Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, I would. Let's do it.
Would you like to see it?
I would like to see it, too.
Boom!
Although I don't get excited by much these days, but nevertheless, go
It's another Kings playoff ticket giveaway today on 710. Listen today for your chance to win tickets to tomorrow's game at Crypto.com Arena. That, of course, Game 2 against the Oilers. Just listen for your cue to call, and when you do, be caller number 7. You know the number by now, 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-3776, and you will be at Crypto.com tomorrow night. Listen all day long for your chance to win, only on 710.
Janessa wrote that. That was good.
That is good.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
It's good work out of her.
Very good work out of her.
Yeah.
She had the game yesterday? My bit with her, she's at every game.
She is at every game, but she wasn't there last night.
Okay.
I think she'll be there tonight. I don't know.
I'm not surprised.
Tonight, Lakers T-Wolves coverage starts tonight on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and crystal clear digital audio. The countdown to tip-off with Beto Duran, and then, of course, all the action with John and Mychal. There could be problems in Lakerland. If they lose tonight, it's done. It's a wrap.
Real close.
Because Mason and I would love to do is it a must-win? Yeah, it's a must-win. You know why? Because if you lose tonight, it's over.
They're too evenly matched to put yourself in a hole 2-0.
No, absolutely.
They're too evenly matched. If this were the Lakers were a lot better and something weird happened and they fell behind 2-0, then you're like, all right, they'll figure it out. But they're too evenly matched. If you spot them 2 games, you're not winning the series.
They might not figure it out. That's a tough matchup.
I think they're going to figure it out tonight.
I do too.
How? What's your answer?
Because they had a week off, and I think they were a little rusty when you're older like LeBron. And if you take a week off, that's a week. That's a long time.
Yeah.
It's not 2 days. It's a week. They were rusty. They say they weren't expecting that physicality. I don't know why you wouldn't expect that out of Minnesota.
Look, the Timberwolves could just be better than the Lakers right now.
A lot of teams could be better than the Lakers right now.
That's what I'm saying. So they may not figure it out.
18-4 in their last 22 games. That's pretty darn good.
Clippers still
just
suck.
reality of sports.
Not last night they didn't.
No.
Not last night they didn't. Kawhi had a time machine
Oh,
going
my
on.
God.
He was amazing.
Couldn't miss. Yeah.
Could not miss. What, he missed 2 shots the whole night? 3
I
maybe?
enjoyed when Jamal and Powell got into it. I like fisticuffs in basketball. And it was like I thought he was going to body slam him. It was weird.
Playoffs are weird because you're not going to get kicked out short of a fight. So you're kind of going to push it to the edge a little bit.
Dude, it matters. It matters a lot. Yeah, it's going to go to the edge. It depends on the officials, like I said. But Kawhi, I'm glad he's bringing back the mid-range game. Take a note, LeBron. That would be nice.
Oh, LeBron, he ain't got no mid-range.
I'm just saying.
There's no mid-range.
Luca does what Luca does. LeBron does what
LeBron's
Kawhi
got dunks
does.
and threes once in a while. Come on now.
The entire
LeBron is
league
the only
doesn't
reason-
have a mid-range game. It's Kawhi and no one else.
LeBron was the only reason you were in the first game.
That was a good
Yes.
throwback. Our old friend LZ Granderson. God, I miss him. 710 ESPN. Are we going to break?
No, I was just making myself a note.
You got another read? Or you good?
No, I'm just making myself a note
clean.
for something to talk about in the future.
Should we do Angels trivia for Kings giveaway?
It wouldn't make any sense.
It might. A lot of things on this station don't make sense, but we do it anyway.
We should do Kings trivia for Kings giveaway. But I think it's just caller number.
Can we talk
7.
about Marty McSorley, who was at the game last night?
Did you
beating
meet
the drum?
Marty McSorley?
I didn't get to meet him, but he's had a rough 20 years, I think.
Oh, yeah?
A little rougher than my last 10 years, I think.
Can we also talk about the harmonica national anthem?
The
It was
Koreans.
like the Korean choir of harmonicas. It
Yeah.
was amazing.
It was.
great.
I didn't see that.
And then, so it was obviously before the game started. It's the national anthem for the United States. They had both the Canadian and the national.
A lot of people were booing during the Canadian national anthem.
I didn't hear.
I was one of them.
Okay.
I said, take that, 51st state.
Let's not boo anybody's national anthems. Let's just do that. But I liked it because during the harmonica, then the people were singing. So like the fans at the Kings game were singing the words of the song, and the harmonicas were going. It's great.
I was one of them singing, too.
With the harmonicas or
Yeah.
with the O Canada?
No, I wasn't singing during O Canada. I was booing.
You ready?
For what?
Laker talk.
Oh, Laker talk next.
JJ Redick. We need to be more physical. That's coming up. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
For ESPN LA contest rules, go to ESPNLA.com and click the contest button.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Sweetie, come here. Don't worry. I see a lot of patients with the exact same thing.
Ever since the ice skating rink went in next door?
Or is it more than
Dr. Clark's business is heating up.
So many patients need my help. How will I find time to see all of them?
They need to hire a scheduler, stat.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
I think he was on the team, DeMarco. He's in that Lion King skit on the SNL one from back then.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's in the skit. I think he was on the team. 9:15, good morning, Live Imaging Tuesday. Playing the homie oldies, a little smoky.
Put $1 on it.
$1?
You got $1?
You got more than $1.
You got $1? Put $1 on it.
You're a Hall of Famer.
We can do $1.
You're a Rams Hall of Famer, sorry.
We're making a bet. Was Shannon Sharp on the 1999
I don't think we should do the bet on
Baltimore
air.
Ravens deal?
Shannon in the news this morning.
Team.
You'll find out if you're on Instagram.
No, he wasn't. You owe me $1. Their tight ends were Greg DeLong and A.J. Odafoyle.
I got a 10 and a 20. What would you like? I got to leave the 20 at
I'll
the
take
East Central.
the 20. Give me
no,
the 20.
I got to leave that at the East Central.
Give me the 20.
Do you leave it on the hand?
No, I don't actually. I leave it on the pillow. I was told years ago to put it on the pillow so they know you didn't leave the money. Like when you put it on the pillow, the cleaning team knows it's for them.
Oh, I would always just little note on the little pad that's in there.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah, just for you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah,
They leave it on the desk.
Thank you.
You have time to leave the 20, but not to write the note.
Just to write a note.
Just for you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. That's about 20. That's very generous.
They take care of us at the East Central.
No, I'm saying that's very generous.
Well, I got a 2-night stay. To me, it's $10 a night.
Okay. That's very generous.
I'm a generous guy.
Apparently. Apparently.
Especially when I almost died, 9/17. You got to be generous to the people.
How was you supposed to leave? Like
I had to do 3. I didn't have to do. My mother set up 3 days in a row of church. It was a big celebration this year. So we did Stations of the Cross.
Mm-hmm.
We did the Easter Saturday night vigil, and then of course Mass on Sunday. Mm-hmm. I was throwing out 20s every day.
Oh, into the collection plate. You're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were tithing $20 every
I do
day.
20s at AA too.
Okay.
When that basket goes around, go look at this. Bam.
You were pulling the old Hebel because we would do that whole thing too. The Stations of the Cross on Friday. I would leave school on Friday to go to Stations of the Cross at my Catholic school. Saturday vigil and then Sunday.
Stations of the Cross is a lot of kneeling.
Long.
It's a lot of kneeling.
I don't know what that is.
So you go through
Good
the
Friday.
14 stations that Jesus took the walk on, the famous walk where,
And that's
He
like
died
a
there.
service that they provide?
So they go through the stations, you pray on everyone, and you kneel and get back up.
And you typically want to do it at 3 p.m. because that's apparently when he died.
Yeah.
And so then you do that. And then Sunday I would go to 2 masses, my dad's and my mom's. So
Really?
different ones, yeah.
That's a lot of mass.
Double dip.
Yep.
That's
Lot
a
of
lot
mass.
A lot of mass.
I would drop a 20 in the thing, and then I would take change, 2 10s back.
No, you can't do that.
It's not a laundromat where you put in your money and you get quarters back.
They give you the basket, right? So
What are you,
put
Scott
the 20,
Kaplan?
Oh my
It's
God.
not
I
a-
need
it's a collection
change,
page.
so you take 2 10s back.
No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works.
Are they going to do a collection plate tonight at the Lakers game for,
For
What?
For what?
like just good vibes?
Well, okay.
Because they can
Collecting
use
Who
for the
collects the money
Lakers?
if they
Right.
win?
It
Who
doesn't
gets
matter.
the money?
They'll give it to like Austin or something. But what they need is Austin to actually play and
So
score.
You said, okay, I'm glad you said his name. I think that's the most important piece for tonight. Look, if LeBron or Luca goes nuclear, they can win with Austin Reaves being mediocre, I guess.
Yeah.
But we started talking about him as one of the big three. We started talking about him as a real, legitimate, consistent third option.
And he is.
And he is. I agree with you. He was not in game one. He was terrible in game one. I think that could be an outlier, but you said it really well, DeMarco.
Welcome
we were
to
talking
the other
earlier.
side of stardom. So you go from a great story. It's fun watching Austin Reaves go from unheralded to third star on this basketball team, right? So he's the reason they are the third seed, or part of the reason they are the third seed. He could also be the reason you lose this series.
Sure.
Yeah. So welcome to that side where you get all the praise and you get all the opposite of. So look, they're going to target him. This is the thing I keep saying to Chris and everyone else. You may not figure out how to stop Minnesota. You may not be able to overcome their size. You may not be able to cover up Luca and AR on the defensive side for 2 or 3 more games. You may not stop them from exploiting you there, and you could lose, but if they are going to win, he's got to play better than what he did in game number 1. I think that's obvious to everyone.
So this season, it feels like he's kind of gone to a new place in his career. That you listen to podcasts, you watch the Spectrum TV shows, and they're doing all these things about Austin Reaves and how good of a year he's had. And a lot of it includes old coaches, previous coaches talking about Austin Reaves knew he was going to be a good player in this league way before anybody else did. Like his level of confidence, his understanding that he wasn't just look, cool, it's this guy. He's an undrafted guy. He's actually a halfway decent player. Like he came into the league expecting to be a good player and never once faltered from that belief. Good for him. He's going to have to find a way to find that all over again. And maybe he went home on Saturday night and said, I had a bad game. I'll be fine on Tuesday. I hope that's what it was, because they can't win if he's not Austin Reaves.
No.
To your point, DeMarco, and I think you're right, I don't know if they're going to find a way to shut Minnesota down. I don't think that they're going to be able to grow overnight and get a bunch of rebounds. I don't know if they're going to become a great defensive team instantly. The way that they're going to beat them is to outscore them. The way that they're going to beat them is to just make a bunch of buckets, make one more basket than they do. They need Austin Reaves to get buckets, and he didn't. And to your point, if they lose and LeBron is pretty good and Luca Doncic is pretty good, the question would be, well, where's Austin Reaves? That when you get put into that big three, you're going to get some love along the way, and you're
going to get hate.
You're going to get blamed for some of this too.
I need some King. I need some LeBron to show up. You can't have a quiet 19. You've got to take over That's why I'm glad we were talking about Kawhi. That sort of game. You got to take over like that. Be that guy. Be unguarded. Jimmy Butler is doing the same thing for the Warriors. He is their designated trip to the line.
I hear you, but he's not Kawhi Leonard. He's not Jimmy Butler. He's really good, but those guys are like multiple-time NBA All-Stars, All-NBA players.
No, I said LeBron. I said the King.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's what he meant by the King.
Yeah.
The King. I need more of him. I need more of that. I need more guys that, like you in game 1, he was the only reason it was even close when he went to bully ball. You need more of that. Plus, you need Luca driving, dishing, scoring, and getting the ball out. And you got to hit shots. We talked about this before the game even tipped off. Who was our most important guys? You picked AR, I picked Rui. We're both right.
Yeah.
You need Rui to show up big on the boards.
Well, Rui made a couple of threes right out of the gate, and it's like, okay, this is going to work out. And then he was absent.
Right.
The entire Laker bench was absent.
The bench can't be absent. They need everybody to score, or there's not a chance. There's just not.
DFS was not very good. Vincent was not very good. Vanderbilt was not very good. Connect got a couple of buckets of yards.
Was it the break for a week, or was it Minnesota's just better?
I hope it's the break. I hope it's a bad night for Austin Reaves. I hope it was a quiet night for LeBron James, and I hope it's not the second thing you said, which is just, hey, Minnesota's better than they are.
Yeah,
because if it's just that, you're not the roster. The team's the team. You're not going to get. You could play a little bit better here and there, but if they're just demonstrably better. What are you going to do?
Did the Thunder have the week off?
Well, Nico Harrison's going to rise again. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, geez.
That guy.
Yeah. I don't think it's rest. I think it's Minnesota, and you're just going to have to play better, and that's just how it is. And the one guy we haven't mentioned yet is JJ. When you do have a week off and you show up rusty, I mean, you have two places to place blame, either the players or the coach. I think we just got done roasting the players. I think JJ needs to have these guys ready to go tonight out of the gate, because that was also something that was very obvious. It seemed like it meant more to Minnesota than you.
When JJ was coaching that fourth grade team, what did he do when adversity struck?
Well, maybe he called the difference, the gap in physicality, an aberration, because that's what he's saying this time.
I like that, an aberration.
Okay, we all know aberration. Sometimes
like
stuff happens. If it happens twice in a row, it's not an aberration. If it happens twice in a row, it's a problem. It becomes an insurmountable problem. It becomes a problem that you can't fix until the next year.
You said Nico, and that's funny. The guy's taking a beating, and he deserves it if that's true. If what they're saying about him is true, that he did this, he orchestrated, he just didn't understand.
I got a whole conspiracy theory about this that we can get into later.
What happens if the Lakers get swept?
It's swept?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of problems if they get swept. There's problems for Lakers fans and the Lakers organization, and there's problems for the Luca conversation.
The whole Luca convo and the reason he's here, and you get swept.
And you just signed Rob Pelinka to an extension and gave him a new title?
Right.
That's a problem.
Things get interesting.
You're not just found money. They're going to build this team around Luca in the offseason. And so when the trade happened, we were all like, if it happens this year, fantastic, but this is for 5 years in the future. Isn't just for this postseason.
But what if Nico was right? What if Dallas was right? The reasons why they got rid of him.
This won't determine if he's right or wrong, but I agree. It moves the needle slightly.
If they get swept by the Timberwolves in the first round,
no.
That trade wasn't exactly amazing.
It would be incredibly
still
disappointing, but you
still won the trade.
The verdict on the trade is not in at that point.
I don't know about that.
No. It's the first year. Go back to the time. It's 2.5 months ago now. But think about what the conversation was the day that the trade was made. The day after the trade was made.
He's crazy.
Celebration.
It was a celebration, and the part after the euphoria of the moment had passed, everybody kind of landed in the same spot, which was after that, which was, hey, I don't know what's going to happen this year, but just wait until they can put a team around him and start to build a roster that makes sense with Luca Doncic.
They need a post-LeBron strategy.
It opens up the future post-LeBron.
Right.
It wasn't Anthony Davis.
The answer was not. Hold on a second. The answer was not, hey, they got to go to the Western Conference Finals now they got Luca. They need to go to the NBA Finals. It was I don't know what's going to happen. They're going to be bad on defense. They're going to be kind of a weird size. They don't have any bigs. That moment was what we're seeing right now, potentially. They can still come back.
Wait a minute. Hold on for a second. You know Lakers fans. You know this city.
I'm not saying
you know
the
how
Laker
people buy
fans.
in, including GD Bus, who went, "Oh, we're a playoff team. Everything's great. Let's give Rob an extension and sign him to a new."
It won't be Laker fans. It'll be the rest of the basketball world
saying,
like, if Minnesota, like, let's say Ant Edwards has the series of his life, and you sweep the Lakers, and in the process of doing that, he makes Luca look silly on the floor for 3 straight games.
I don't think there's a referendum on Luca at the end of this. It's not news that Luca's a bad defender.
But that's not news. I'm just speaking in terms of Nico. Like, see, this is what I meant.
But again,
I think this is a bigger JJ and Luca issue.
Yeah,
that could be true, but we're not. That can't be true to where we're like, hey, was Nico Harrison right? Were the Mavs right?
He will never be right. He will never be right.
They tried to. What's the guy's name? Mark Williams. They tried to make the trade for Mark Williams. They tried to get bigger. They tried to do these things. It didn't work. They're still going to try to do those things. The consensus at the time was, we'll see what happens this year, but look out moving forward. We haven't had a chance to move forward yet. We're still in the let's see what happens this year.
Here's where we can all be happy and thankful. We got Bronny James. Thank God.
The hook. It's right there.
Thank God. You know, he scored 39 points that one time in a G League game.
He sure did.
That's what I heard. I didn't see it.
You're not going to.
I didn't either, but Sedano screamed to me about it.
They'll win tonight.
I think the
Lakers will win.
Just we're talking about them getting swept.
I was talking in reference to Nico Harrison. If everything that he said about Luca shows up in this series, he's going to say,
No. Then he's an idiot. Because
and I'm only talking about him.
You can't be saying I'm right about everything forever because a guy did exactly what he's always done. He's bad.
Even if he turns out to be right, I would still say you're an idiot. You don't trade him.
The way he's right is Luca is terribly out of shape moving forward. That he breaks down physically. That he's not able to play. That then he was told you so, and we would actually go, you know what, he might have been. If Luca gets cooked defensively in this series, that's not news to anybody. Luca's not good on defense. He's not. He never has been. He probably never will be.
If you get cooked and get swept.
But that's not. It won't be
because he cooked last year.
But it won't be because Luca's bad. It'll be because the Lakers aren't big enough.
He led the postseason in scoring, assists, and rebounds
until
last
the
year.
finals.
But
until the finals.
This is what he does.
But still.
Yeah, this is what he does.
But this is not new news. The Lakers aren't going to get swept by Minnesota because Luca's bad at defense. It will be because Luca's bad at defense and 9,000 other things that didn't work. Not just that. They're not losing by 1 point because Luca can't stop somebody.
No. But what are you arguing?
That this is not going to be on Luca.
I'm confused.
That you guys are trying to make it sound like if they lose, it's Luca's fault.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
It may not be Luca's
That's not
fault.
what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is for Nico Harrison, if you get swept and Luca is a turnstile on defense, he's going to say, this is part of what I said. That's all. That's not going to help him long term.
For a guy who can't stop doing press conferences when he should stop, he's going to come out and say, told you so.
I want to hear the conspiracy theory that you got.
Yeah.
Let's get into that coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah. Tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes. LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
Hey, LA, let's talk trash. Food waste, that is. Tossing your food scraps in the regular trash sends them to landfills where they release harmful gases like methane. Fight global warming by simply sorting your food scraps and placing them in your green bin. It's quick, it's easy, it helps protect our planet. Ready to do your part? Visit cleanla.com or call 888-CLEAN-LA for more tips. This message funded by Cal Recycle.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Thinking about selling your home? Seller's Advantage makes it easy. No agents, commissions, open houses, or costly repairs. They'll give you a fair cash offer with no surprises. One seller said, and I quote, "Seller's Advantage was faster, easier, and more rewarding than listing my house. The offer matched my expectations, and the process was stress-free." Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Ready for a delicious escape? The New Islands Restaurant's $10 protein bowls are your ticket. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients. They're only here for a limited time, so enjoy one today. Visit islandsrestaurants.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text EDGE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text EDGE to 42424. That's EDGE to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
.933 on a live imaging Tuesday. The Travis and DeMarco Show. Apparently they're playing this for us, Trav. Let's get physical.
What, are we going to do aerobics together?
No, because you and I were close to fisticuffs in the first segment.
Were we?
So Crash Override on Twitter said they should play Olivia Newton-John's greatness of Let's Get Physical.
Oh.
I think, well, I'm in a weakened state, so you would beat me.
Why? Why are you in Weekend State?
Well, I can't get my heart rate. Like even though we went up the hill in downtown this morning, Cappy and I, and my heart rate will only get up to like 120 because the meds will start. It's like processing on the air. It starts to compress it down.
I see.
So they don't want me trying to push my heart rate above 120, 130 at the max.
Okay.
To pot it up. Right there, my pills. Pot it up.
Well, you take your pills. Let me remind you, you want to listen for your cue to call. So you can win a pair of tickets to redeem autographed items from Rams legend and Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce. Caller number 7 can claim up to 2 autographed memorabilia items. Travis and Kirk Morrison, that's me and Kirk, will be broadcasting live from Legends Attic this Thursday, April 24th, where you can redeem your prize. Listen to our show, the Trav and DeMarco Show, for your chance to win only with 710. DeMarco, you'll be doing draft stuff with the Rams.
Getting ready for the draft stuff. That Bruce.
And then you're doing a show in the afternoon with Sedano, Cap, me, Lindsay.
Yes.
I think more people are going to be out there.
The whole nine.
And it's a tight space at the fire station in Van Nuys.
Yeah.
So they said, like, you can't be too loud because you're going to be around the draft war room. Like, it's all one room.
Oh, we can't shout? Oh, shoot.
So when Cappy and I do
Is that the Rams house this year? Is that a firehouse?
It's a firehouse in the Van Nuys to tribute to, obviously, what happened earlier this year across Southern California. So we're excited for that. But asking Cappy and I to not be loud, I mean.
Good luck. Yeah. You guys will be respectful of the draft room, right? Of the process.
Because when you think of me and Cappy together in our antics, you think respectful.
No, actually, I don't. That's the crazy thing.
Just a few weeks ago, we shared a cupcake.
Respect the process, and when you draft someone, then you can go bonkers. I wonder what you're going to get in the first round anyway.
What do you think?
No idea, man. I mean, it's all wide open. I mean, I'd put my money on quarterback.
Really?
I would. I mean, I think that could be a real thing. You have to prepare for the future. The future could be now. Stafford ain't getting any younger. Like the Lakers ain't going to grow overnight. He ain't going to age backwards. He ain't Benjamin Button. That's the right movie, right?
What about Garoppolo, though? Yeah. So you just signed Garoppolo to this, pretty healthy deal for a backup.
Yeah, Jimmy G is State Farm, bro. He's great insurance. He is. He's a former franchise guy, face of the team. If something goes wrong, you can turn it over to him. Great. That's a great problem to have.
Short-term solution.
Short-term. Great. That's a great thing to have. Some teams don't have that. And then you have to draft for the future. Because that's the one thing Garoppolo is not. He is not the future of this franchise.
So let's assume they don't move. They sit where they are at 26 right now. You really think quarterbacks of the most likely result?
Depends on how this crazy thing that we love so much called the draft shakes out. Like what is staring you in the face at, let's say you get to the 22nd pick and Shador and Dart are still there. And the teams that are picking don't need quarterbacks at all. Because now you're talking about playoff teams and whatnot. So
I think McVay is going to look at Cappy and Sedano and say, what do we do? And I'm going to be carrying a fire hose at that point because I have a fire station.
What are you going to do with the fire hose?
Well, just
saying.
Just holding it.
I mean, that might not be.
If McVay looks at Sedano and Cap, what's Cappy say? Go quarterback coach?
Cappy will probably say take a place kicker.
Wow,
in the first round. That's what Cappy will probably say. Take the place kicker.
I wouldn't do that.
As a matter of fact, my son used to kick. That's what he would say.
Well, Cappy used to kick too.
Yeah, see, there you go.
I wouldn't take a kicker in the first round, but I would take a kicker in the 5th round, maybe, considering how sometimes how it goes with Carney.
Yeah, depending on I would always.
Carney's still on the team, or do they get rid of him?
Carney
is still here. Yes, he's
Really?
still the place kicker.
Party.
He's still the place kicker. Yes,
I get rid of him.
Why would you get rid of the place kicker?
It wasn't. It was great those last few weeks, but
Guy's
before
got a
that,
leg. It wasn't all him.
Now you always have like this inside. Oh, it wasn't all him, man.
Okay, well, you're the resident pitcher. I mean, your catcher is a big part of what you do, right?
I didn't know Travis was the resident pitcher.
Did you look at that, Trav? You know what I meant.
Travis
throwing off the mound.
Travis made a face. I didn't, just for the record.
You're infecting the room. But you know what I mean. The catcher, the pitcher, they work together.
Symbiotic relationship.
Symbiotic, yes. The snapper, the holder, the place kicker, they all work together. See where I'm going with this?
I got you.
Yes.
What Matthew Stafford said about the draft is, quote, whoever we draft, I hope they come in and help our team win. He went on to say, if a quarterback comes along and they feel the need to take him, I'll welcome him with open arms and try to teach him as much as I possibly can.
That's better than what Rodgers said.
It is, but the first part is Rodgers-ish.
Of course.
Right?
It's the right thing to say.
I want to read it again.
Yeah.
Whoever we draft, I hope they come in and help our team win.
Right.
A quarterback of the future does not help our team win today.
Unless you get a Milroe.
So you're saying you bring a guy in like that and you use him in the first year?
Hey, you look, I wouldn't mind a change up, a guy in the red zone that you could just, what's the guy's name? We were talking about him in New Orleans.
Taysom Hill?
Taysom Hill. That he's a problem to have to defend. He is. You got to spend a good portion of your week just based on his offense alone. And then if they have a Drew Brees or another quarterback that has an entire separate offense, it's a mess.
I hear you.
Yeah.
And the change of quality that you're talking about, okay, fine.
Just saying. I mean, if you want to go quarterback.
If I'm Matthew Stafford and I'm thinking I can get an athletic tight end, or we can make to your point about, let's make the defense better so I get the ball more often. Yeah. Right? So instead of getting 10 possessions a game, I get 12 possessions a game.
That's me trying to sell him on the quarterback pick.
I get it. But if I'm Matthew Stafford and I'm your first pick in the draft, where last year we got a guy like Jared Verse who immediately impacted our team for the better, and now you want to just be able to throw a knuckleball at people once in a while, that would not fill me with a great deal of
I would be
excitement.
hot, and I would say I understand, and I hope he's not like Rodgers and takes it personally and pouts and fights his way out of town. But if I have to protect the team's future at the expense of making you mad, then I have to do it. Yeah. And you have to do it in the right way. So like he says, get the best of both worlds. If you want to take a quarterback, we'll get one that can help us win next year.
I think
at the same time.
Matthew will be cool. Kelly won't be. She'll be outspoken on her podcast.
But him, give me the tackle, give me the pass rusher, give me the corner, give me the extra receiver.
Give me the tight end.
Give me the tight end.
Yeah,
give me somebody that can help me put the ball in the box. I understand where he's coming from.
They're both right.
Yeah, of course they are.
They're both right. I understand the inclination.
Because when he retires, he could care less what the team does.
Right. And
right.
By the way, why should he?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's here to win a Super Bowl in 2025.
Right. And when he's done, it's
2026.
Your problem.
Right. We'll see how long he plays. What you do beyond my tenure here doesn't matter to me. What does matter is what we're going to do right now.
Once I get out of the car, the race car, I don't care if it blows up.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, easy.
I don't care. That's how he should think. So, and I'm glad he voiced his opinion. He told you exactly how he feels and where his mind is. Get me somebody that can help us win right now.
The other part of the Rodgers comparison that I think is interesting is Jordan Love was not just a knuckleball. He was there to be the guy. He was there to take over. Maybe not that season, but very soon. And Rodgers wasn't feeling it. And I get it. And by the way, this is 2 of the last 3 days where I've had to defend Aaron Rodgers, which I don't like it. But he's right. Like, this doesn't help me at all. I get it helps you, and I get that your job is different than my job, but if I don't like what you did and I'm reasonable in my objection to it, then I don't think you're out of line.
No, voice your opinion, move on, and we'll see if you do take the quarterback who doesn't play, we'll see where you end up.
But you always got to be thinking about the future, and everybody's got to realize that.
Les Snead does. Matthew Stafford doesn't.
He doesn't need to, but he's got to understand it's how the business works. It's business.
It is business, but it's bad business for him in the short term, and his long-term business isn't here. His long-term business is somewhere else.
But again, you know how it goes. You know how this – you were once a rookie, Matthew Stafford. You were a number 1 overall pick. Come on. Getting mad when you're that old and you're getting paid that much to know that there has to be a future in the next 3 years when they're building a $100 million or more complex in Woodland Hills.
If you're
it's about the future.
Yeah, if you're the starter and they're picking quarterback at 1, then you need to shut up. If you're picking quarterback at 26, there's a reason you're picking 26.
That's it right there. And I'm sure he understands it, but it also doesn't help him. And both of those things can be true at the same time.
Are there any quarterbacks in this draft that are good enough to mess us up with Matthew Stafford and to screw up everything there? To me, it doesn't seem like this quarterback's good enough to mess this all up. So go get someone else that can be helpful this year.
Well, I agree with that. I say offensive line. You're going to get mad to Mark and go, no, it's fine. Scumbag.
I have no idea where that came from. No, I think I would go more defensive end. I told you, I'd go all defensive on this.
I know. Because the offensive line hasn't been an issue ever. 9:43. Good morning.
Why are you staring at me?
I'm just hoping that you'll say something.
No, I don't. Yeah, that's confusing.
You know, I was in Mr. Kroenke's suite last week for a meeting.
Yes.
I used his bathroom. I don't know if it's the one he uses, but it was in the owner's suite.
If it's in there, I guess. If he's in there, I guess he would use it.
So it's not male,
I'd
female.
want one. If I were a billionaire like Mr.
You want
Kroenke,
your own?
I would like one that's just mine.
Just mine, right?
That would be my
I'm guessing.
personal
I
choice.
think
Does
he
it
has
say
his
Stan's
own personal.
bathroom?
I would just say that, I don't know if we do like a retinal scan or something,
Right.
but I'm the only one
Having
that gets
to
go
enter
in
that,
there.
you went through 3 doors. I didn't even know we were in the stadium anymore. It was like Mission Impossible.
It's pretty cool.
It was very cool.
It's a pretty cool spot. All right, call in. Now, right now. 877-710-ESPN. That number, 877-710-3776.
Did you write it down?
For your chance at 2 autographed memorabilia items this Thursday at Legends Attic. We got the Far Side coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco on a Lit Tuesday on 710 ESPN. I will be out at Legends Attic on Thursday in my beautiful Chevy Silverado from Rotolo Chevrolet. I've been driving Silverados from Rotolo for years now. Bought cars from Rotolo. I'm telling you, you got to go see it for yourself. You got to go see what all the fun's about, because I can tell you about 13 Dealer of the Years award, and that's true. They've won it 13 years in a row. I can tell you about that incredible selection, the incredible pricing, that it's going to be transparent, courteous, and upfront, and it's all true. But when you experience for yourself, you can say, Trav was right. That's how they do it. And you're going to tell your friends, hey, Travis was right about Rotolo Chevrolet. So get yourself out there. It's right off the 210 freeway, Sierra Avenue exit. You can't miss it. And if Fontana isn't, right next door to you, you can still have that great, unbelievable customer service experience online. RotoloChevy.com. ROTOLO. RotoloChevy.com. Or whether you go in or go online, make sure that the great folks at Rotolo Chevrolet know that Travis sent you in.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason and Ireland. Next at noon after Travis and DeMarco.
Ireland, yesterday we were talking about how I'm a completely different person off the air.
Right.
Juan said, you're the same person. You're just as dumb. You're just stoned or drunk.
Yeah, you're not as outgoing. You're not as vibrant.
I'm a big dumb kid at home. I'm a big dumb kid at work. That's the way I view it.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio. That's Mason and Ireland.
On 710 ESPN.
Cap here. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt. With years of experience and a passion for helping people, if you've got water damage at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood, carpet, and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds, through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
You unlock this door with a key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into the land of shadow and substance, of things and ideas you've crossed over into the far side.
I'm in the far side.
You're in the far side.
Go. It is the middle ground between light and shadow.
Do you know what helped?
4 or 5 hour ride.
I jumped in the ocean. It helped.
Between science and superstition.
I gotta feel quick. I gotta feel quick. I gotta feel fast. I want to feel naked out there.
And it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. The far side.
I talked to a buddy, Trav. As you move through life, we're in our 50s now. So guys are moving into their second or third act of their life.
Sure.
And then some of us mess it up by having kids again.
Why would you ever do that?
That's what I'm saying. So another guy, he's older than me, and he's got a 2-year-old now.
Oh.
Yeah. I think he's a whole college class ahead, 4 years, maybe even 5.
Okay.
When I came in, he was a veteran, and he played for Jacksonville, so he's coaching now. And we talk every now and then. And he always says, why did I do this? But
why did he do it? What does he say?
Well, he's had the same issue since high school. Wild dinky is what he calls it. He likes to go out and check temperatures.
Well, that's fine, but you should get fixed so you don't have that issue.
If I were one of his best friends, I would have said that or suggested that. I think I have suggested that to some of my best friends, guys I can talk to who have the same issue.
They got wild dinkers too?
He's not the only one that's still out there doing
dinkies,
that.
Not dinkers.
But so this dude, he got caught again, and he's on marriage number 2, and this one's coming to an end. So
wait a minute, the 2-year-old is not with the marriage too?
Nope, it's the girlfriend.
Oh,
so
boy.
This is like the second or third time I've heard this whole story, this whole spiel where he calls me crying.
Is he literally crying?
Oh, yeah. Like, I've done it again. My life is over, all this type of stuff. And he's a professional coach.
Professional something else.
That too. That's what I said. That's exactly what I said. I said, you are actually, the job you're doing, and he's a fantastic coach. He's great. But the job you're doing is actually supplementing or paying for your other life, because this is who you are. This is what you've done consistently. More consistently than anything else in your life is that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is mess around off the field, that sort of stuff. So we had this discussion, and he's taken over this small school in Joe Blow State. I can't tell you where it is, but it's a very small school.
It's Joe Blow State. That's going to be problematic for him.
It's not something to be proud of, I guess. After so many years of coaching, this is your head coach. This is your post. This is the job you had to take.
You wouldn't think so.
So
maybe he should have gotten help 30 years ago and go to therapy.
That's what I said.
Figure out why you got a wild thinker.
I think I know why, because his dad was the same way. But so he's
Dinky or Dinker?
We have this discussion.
Oh, Dinky.
He gets mad at other guys that get opportunities faster than him. And I have to hear that too. Like, why does this guy? He just retired. He's already on this.
Can I take a wild stab at
Go
this?
ahead.
Because maybe he's demonstrated some irresponsibility in his personal life, and they don't want to give the keys to the kingdom to him.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Swears they don't think that way.
Oh, they do.
Of course they do.
Yeah,
of course they do.
Yeah.
So the philosophical discussion we got into, where I had to end the convo, was you are now coaching for money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make you an effective coach to me.
Oh.
When you're coaching for
that's good advice.
Coaching for your job or coaching for money, that's not an effective coach. You're just out there to
what
make
makes
money.
it the love of the game?
Love of the game. When you're
Okay.
out there just to be in touch with the grass, when you want to help a guy get from A to B, and when you want to win a football game.
And the money.
The money's part of it.
But it's
because,
a comma money.
Because some of those guys that get these opportunities, this is what he doesn't get. Guys fresh off the field, and of course he had to make it, or at least try to make it, a racial thing. Some of those guys that get jobs that you're coveting, they're not even being paid. They're on a volunteer basis. They want to freaking coach. They will coach anywhere, for anything, and do anything. You won't. Why? You need a paycheck.
Yeah.
You want to coach
Well, he's got
where
a
you
2-year-old.
want to coach, right?
They're expensive.
He's got
Especially
4 other
now.
kids.
Yeah.
He's got 4 other kids.
We got tariffs and stuff.
You want to coach where you want to coach, when you want to coach. That's the problem. So it's funny. So as these young coaches, I hope you do this. There's one thing coaching for money. There's another thing coaching for the love of the sport and the love of the essence of coaching, to help people get better. I hope you lean into that versus chasing the dollars, because dollars, you can come up empty, especially if you have a guy or know a guy that has wild dinky.
How small of a school is Joe Blow State?
It's not. It's a small private high school.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's very problematic.
You are down to the. This is it for you. And
So
like I said, he's older than me.
Saint Joe Blow State,
right? And the NFL is getting younger, not older. They're even changing out officials based on age now. So that's what I feel bad about. But you got yourself into this anyway.
Did
Good advice,
ever
right?
happened to that NFL official of a female? That it came out a few weeks ago that she took pictures with Taylor Swift and FaceTime with Taylor Swift.
I missed that story.
I forgot her name. I gotta look it up before I bring
Why
it up.
is that a bad? Why can't you take
does she
pictures
have
with
blonde
Taylor
hair?
Swift?
Yeah, because the Chiefs won that game. And again, it's
the Chiefs can. I didn't think of that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Taylor Swift,
she's a Chiefs person.
Yeah, she's a really good official, and she's tough. Yeah,
Sarah Thomas is that her name? Yeah,
she's very good, and she's very tough.
So because her boyfriend is on the Chiefs, she can't be a fan of her music and take a picture because there's an appearance of impropriety.
That's bad.
I think that's.
Is it?
Yeah,
you
can't do
that. What if she was dating? I don't know. A basketball player. Can she take the picture with Taylor Swift at that point?
As long as he's not connected to the game in some way.
An official take a picture with Haley Steinfeld, who's marrying Josh Allen?
I think that's a bad look, too.
That is a bad look.
So anybody that has a partner
connected to the game,
you got it. Okay.
I think FaceTiming your family with Taylor Swift and the Chiefs won that game, and I believe there was a controversial call in that game.
It was like what she did?
Like
Is
week
that what
13
she did?
or something. It was yes, I saw the story. Again,
okay, that's if she's doing a
FaceTime,
it looks terrible.
It doesn't look great.
I did not know this. So if she's doing a right after the game, I'm with Taylor Swift doing a FaceTime. That's
not after the game, before the game.
Before, still, no,
not a great look.
No,
it was in the Broncos-Chiefs game in November.
If that's
so, you don't think it's a bad look?
I don't care.
Well, if we're going to talk about Taylor Swift constantly,
sure.
and we're going to put her on the broadcast,
mentioned her in months.
This isn't about you. If we're going to put her on television constantly and make her part of the broadcast, it's not a great look.
That's just one of those. Your fandom needs to get squashed, and you just got to go to work.
Or just don't let it be found out.
Get her phone number, text her.
Yeah.
Don't let
it's
people see it.
It's like our own job. We're not supposed to go and ogle people that come to our own. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you.
Scott Kaplan does. But
now you're assuming that we're talking about you. But people that walk in, you shouldn't be taking pictures and getting autographs from people that come in and work at our.
I agree.
Ed Hockley walks by with a football for Tom Brady. Can you sign this for my kid?
Yeah.
That's bad.
It is.
You can't do that.
Major League Baseball umpires the players were put in a weird spot where there were some umpires that were very aggressive about asking for autographed items for their charities.
Oh.
Like, hey, I
good.
run a charity for, this cause or that cause. Hey, Randy Johnson, will you sign a dozen baseballs for me? It's like, well, if I say no, are you going to squeeze me?
Does that affect my strike zone?
Yeah. If I say yes, if I'm the hitter, it's like, well, now does he get an extra ball off the corner? It's like, it's just, you can't, if you're the official of the game, you got to not be involved in any of that stuff.
It is what it is. Yeah. She's a good official, though. She really is. Super good.
She's a big Taylor Swift fan, apparently.
She must have been to put herself in the.
Apparently, she was an athlete too. I think.
Well, you got to be athletic to be a.
No. I think she was. I think she might have played hoop. I think. Remember that aura we were talking about with the golfer, Nelly Korda.
Oh yeah.
Same. You can tell. Like there's an aura about you. I think she actually played.
You should see the El Cab stuff that Stephanie got me.
Oh, she get you some swag?
I couldn't be with you guys. I was supposed to be, but I had a cardiology
appointment.
The
hat, El Cab?
The hat.
That's a cool hat.
And the polo. I was able to slide into an XL Peter Millar.
There you go.
Slid in.
There you go.
It was beautiful.
Nice golf course, Chris.
I was almost a member in 2010.
No kidding.
I did the whole junior membership thing, and then at the end I was like, that's a lot of money, and how much am I going to really come out here and play?
That's when we were in Houston.
Well, I was back and forth.
Yeah.
I was making a lot of money.
Huh.
I got to meet Jimmy Kahn out of the whole thing.
Okay.
Because he was in the locker room. He's like, you going to be a member? I was like, I don't know, Jimmy.
Nice golf course.
It is beautiful. You guys have fun?
I had a great time.
Great time.
I had a great time.
Changed my whole perspective on golf tournaments and golf, period.
What was your perspective before?
Well, we talked. A little stuck up. Didn't like the environment. That was completely, totally different. That was not what I was expecting.
It was a very chill event.
Super chill.
Al Cab is
great.
It was good.
It was a great spot. All right, I still want your conspiracy theory on the Lakers. We're doing it next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary. It's Morongo's 20th anniversary. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Get a free 20th anniversary beer stein when you order a draft beer at any of our signature bars.
Number 2.
Big League gift giveaway. Get a large rubberized tote bag when you earn 500 points on your rewards card, the 29th.
And the number 1 reason.
We've got live music all weekend to celebrate our 20th anniversary.
Morongo, good times.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Stay up to date with every playoff game with Lakers email sent straight to your inbox. Each email offers something different. Lakers pregame emails provide game day essentials before tip-off, from projected starters to game times, while Lakers weekly emails give you exclusive Lakers content created exclusively for subscribers. Don't miss any of the action by signing up now at Lakers.com/emails. That's Lakers.com/emails. Let's go, Lake Show.
Is it time to downsize? Selling your home doesn't have to be a hassle. With Seller's Advantage, skip agents, commissions, and costly repairs. Get a fair, competitive cash offer without worrying about the details falling through. Chris Chavez, a real customer, says, quote, Seller's Advantage offered me more than I expected. The process was fast, easy, and much better than using a realtor. End quote. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah, tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes. LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Life is so lonely without you.
10 o'clock on a live imaging Tuesday. The Elgins singing about Darwin Baby, that homie record. I love that. DeMarco and I were fighting in the break.
We were not fighting during the break.
I thought so. I thought you were going to punch me. I felt like Beto.
See?
I felt like Beto that day.
And they believe it.
What do you mean they believe it?
And they believe it. See?
Beto was scared for his life that day.
Beto was not afraid for his life.
What were you arguing about?
Well, we can't talk about that.
We can't really divulge that part.
But he's trying to bring in all this other
I
stuff.
was not.
And I had to say no color lines, bro. 10:01.
See, and they believe that. See what I mean?
So who's they? King's Trivia coming up. Marty McSorley.
Wow.
I don't think there is any trivia component.
He banged the Go
today's.
Kings Go drum, and then also, you know who did? And Topanga. Remember Topanga?
Very well.
She was banging the drum last night.
Boy Meets World?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danielle Fishel.
Danielle Fishel, that's her name.
Topanga.
Topanga.
What's your conspiracy theory?
Oh, well, this is more of an NBA thing.
Okay.
So, if you go all the way, if you rewind the tape, and you go back to why Mark Cuban sold the team, yet remains around, but is also vocal against the same people that bought the team from him and gave him billions of dollars and his partners. Could there be a world where if an NBA is saying, what's our post-LeBron strategy? Ja Morant isn't exactly working out like we thought from a PR standpoint.
No.
Anthony Edwards is a very talented player, but he doesn't really speak that much. He's got the sunglasses on. He doesn't really have that personality. Again, what's the post-LeBron strategy? Kawhi doesn't speak. Then you got Jokic. Okay, that kind of worked for a second, but now the Nuggets are a problem. Luca. Oh, Luca. Let's get Luca to a market where he becomes the number one selling jersey. So, we want this trade to happen. Did Mark Cuban say, no, absolutely not?
I won't do it.
I won't do it. Actually, F you. I'm going to cash in my chips. My team that I bought for a few $100 million is now worth billions, but I still am going to stick around. Let's get a GM in there that'll do what we want. Oh, we know this guy from Nike for the last 18 years who seems to be, he doesn't mind looking like a moron to everybody because he's getting paid. Because he looks like an absolute moron. So, all this stuff happens. Luka becomes the number one selling jerseys with the Lakers. They're in the playoffs. We got a post. Not only do the Lakers have a post-LeBron strategy, the NBA has a post-LeBron strategy. Just odd. Because we all thought, why? What was our first reaction?
I have one question.
Go ahead.
Your theory is interesting. How would the league have forced Mark Cuban's hand to sell the team? He could have just said, I'm not trading Luca, and I'm going to hold on to my team.
He could have, but then he realized maybe I won't win this fight, or what's the point
You're
anymore?
messing up the theory.
Because why would he sell it? Because especially when you look at what the Celtics went for.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? If you didn't want to deal with it anymore, but your part is, and why would you be so outspoken against the people that just bought from you?
Yeah, but I don't understand why he would sell the team in this scenario.
Because he said, in my theory,
Yeah.
it's just like, screw this, I'm done with this. I'm going to cash out.
You guys don't know what you're doing. I want out of here.
Yeah, because I'm not going to keep fighting with you over the same nonsense. That's all. And I could be completely wrong. It just all seems very odd.
It is odd.
And by the way, you're sitting there and you're hearing fire Nico chants, and you're doing press conferences.
Ooh,
I don't get it. Like, just shut up.
Yeah, stop talking.
I might have this wrong. Occam's razor is the one that the most likely explanation is the most obvious explanation, right?
Yes.
That's Occam's razor. Yes. Okay.
I use a Gillette sometimes, but that's.
I think that's what this is. Nico Harrison is bad at his job. I think it's as simple as that.
But he's been around for a long time.
I understand, but Tim McMahon wrote a thing on ESPN.com yesterday,
right,
about the trade, and not just the trade, but the 18 months leading up to the trade. And the overwhelming theme in that piece was that Nico Harrison has very deliberately, systematically, and thoroughly removed anyone in that organization that does not line up with his point of view, that will not do what he wants done, that he wants yes guys, and I think the phrase was he wants cheerleader energy in certain places, and that there were not those sorts of people in certain places, that Dirk Nowitzki had his people in there, and then once Dirk was in the Hall of Fame, they very quickly started moving them out. In the medical staff, the training staff, there are two like kind of warring factions, one that's a Nico faction, one that was not a Nico faction. They've been butting heads, and that Luca had a stranglehold on a group of these people, and the only way to get rid of these people was to get rid of Luca, and that's what he decided to do. And that this all comes back to not some grand conspiracy theory, which I usually really enjoy, and it's interesting, but this is Nico Harrison's really bad at his job, and that's why he made a terrible trade.
So how did he get so much juice then?
That's a lot of power.
Because the people that own the team don't give a damn.
How did the people that own the team, who took the deal for one reason, ROI? Mm-hmm. They're a capital group. They don't
casinos.
They are enough to say, you know what? NBA, if you want to do this whole plan, we'll buy. We don't care.
They'll do
that
it.
Makes more sense.
Mark Cuban wouldn't do it.
Mark Cuban would not do that. That their move, as these conspiracy theories go, just kind of put this out there, was that legalized gambling, casino gambling, may have been coming to Texas, and they wanted to get a foothold in the state of Texas so they could
It's an asset.
They have this thing that they could build their casinos around. Right. This was an asset, like you said.
That's funny. You gave that guy a lot of power then.
They did.
You really don't know anything about basketball as an ownership group.
Or they don't care about
they don't care.
He was a big Nike guy.
We're hiring you to do whatever. You do whatever you want to do. Whatever you see fit. And that's a lot of power to give a guy.
It is. Yeah. But if all I care about is I just need to have this thing so I can get my other thing done. And I don't care if we're good, bad. Luca, I don't do whatever you want.
That sounds more plausible than anything.
Well, it's part of the whole thing, the grand conspiracy.
Yeah, that sounds plausible. Look, I don't want to pay this guy a max deal.
That too, right?
Yeah,
as an investment group, you're looking at ROI. We don't really need it.
Well, we're going to really pay because, by the way, we're getting to the point where guys are going to start making $70, $80 million a year.
So I'm Nico. I go up to the ownership group and say, I'm getting ready to trade Nico. Now, anybody that knows basketball would be, are you out of your mind?
Trade Luca.
Right. I'm about to do this. Well, go ahead and do it. I'm about to become the biggest idiot in the world of basketball.
The only so there's a flaw in that a little bit, and I'm guilty of it too, is they might know basketball, but they do know value and they know business. And that team with Luca is worth X. That team without Luca is worth X minus whatever it is, 15, 20%. It is a blow to the bottom line.
You don't have to pay him, but you're losing money.
You're losing money. Yes. You've alienated your fan base. You've alienated your customers, all of those sorts of things. But Occam's razor applies.
Yeah.
The most obvious answer is probably the most likely answer. And seeing what he did and seeing, to your point, Morales, this guy won't shut up.
Right, he won't shut up.
He keeps doubling down on it. What's the latest one was I didn't know that the fans' level of love for him.
Right.
You know, how do you? That's like miscalculating how people feel in this town about Kobe Bryant.
Ooh.
You don't have to be a psychologist to understand how much people care about him.
I didn't know they would show
your
up.
Eyes.
I didn't know they would show up with caskets over Luca, though.
Well, you would have to understand your fan base to
you'd
understand
have to
that.
know.
Yeah.
Look, okay, if I don't want to use that
was a bit
analogy,
strong.
but if you traded Kobe Bryant at the peak of his popularity, Laker fans would have done just about anything to voice their displeasure. They would have. There was nothing they wouldn't do.
Dr. Buss had shown that he knew best.
And he wanted to win.
And he wanted to win.
And he wouldn't have done that purely on basketball and business and emotion and all those things. But if
so,
those
like when
guys don't
Kobe was
care about
threatening
that-
to go on Mason and Ireland, by the way, way back in the day when he said he would go to the Clippers, and that was kind of the thing. It was a little bit more. People were like, "Okay, that's going to be really bad," but we trust Dr. Buss, we trust the Buss family, and it's worked. This ownership group has no history.
No.
Nico Harrison was a Nike executive. So why is there all this blanket trust, which I think is the bigger point?
Blanket
that goes
trust in
back to
Harrison?
Yeah, and in this ownership group.
Well, I don't think there is
he's
any
not the
trust in
first
the
now
ownership
there's
group.
not.
He's not the first ownership group to be duped by a guy.
No, you're right about that, too.
I know what I'm doing.
That maybe he's really good in the suite. You know what I mean? Like maybe he's really good at sounding like he's on top of things.
A lot of fired GMs that have duped people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's really good at saying to these folks, hey, listen, you know,
well, listen.
I think I know the solution to make the next 10 years of this franchise.
I got it.
This is going to sound crazy, but hear me out.
Listen, you got to be able to manage up in life.
Luca.
You got to. I just finished a 5-year plan. I understand how it works.
Crazy.
That works. And it also tracks with the, because I think we were all waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? Why is he here? What did he do? What else is coming out?
Right.
There's going to be a bombshell. There's no way. No, it might just be that he sucks. It might just be that Nico Harrison really sucks at his job.
Could be. Or, I mean, just it could be that maybe Nico, there is a shred of truth to what he said about Luca. He's just not that same guy here. Maybe you're not going to get away with what you got away with in Dallas here.
I totally agree with you. But even if what his suspicions about Luke, he'll never get in shape. He drinks too much beer.
I
He
wouldn't
smokes
care.
too much.
You don't trade
keep
Luka.
him anyway.
Yeah, of course you do.
You keep him anyway.
And you have a conversation with him like, hey, man, GM to player, what's going on? How can we help you?
Trying, yes.
And even if he goes, no, man, I'm good, and he just completely blows you off, his talent dictates that I have to eat this.
Yeah.
I have to do it because I can't. There aren't more of him.
Or talk to more than one team about trading him and get more.
That too. Or if you finally hit DEFCON 5.
So what Brian Windhorst told us, Cappy and I last week in studio, was that Austin Reaves was very much part of that deal. And Jeannie said no. And the Mavs did it anyway. So that just tells you how committed they were to getting rid of him.
If Austin Reaves had to be a part of the deal, and they said no, you pick up the phone, you start calling around.
Yeah,
I can't just do it for Anthony Davis.
But that goes to the conspiracy because you wanted him a Laker. He needed to be a Laker in order to pull off the magnitude globally for sales.
Do you think if there were a smoking gun that we would have found out by now?
No.
No?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily?
You got a lot of people involved. To play
You
this
may
out.
never find out.
You got the NBA, you got owners, you got people with a lot of money, you got
But
Nike involved.
This is why conspiracy
Luka's
theories.
a Nike guy.
This is why conspiracy theories exist.
Of course.
Because you can't
prove 'em.
disprove them. Right? You can say, oh, you just haven't found out
That's the
yet.
fun
Or
part.
the part of
Yeah.
it is that the reason there's no smoking gun is because he didn't do it.
Yeah.
That's
Or
not
you-
actually what happened.
Or you just get tired of talking about it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter what happens to the Mavericks. It only matters what happens going forward with Luca here. That's it. And right now, you're on the verge of being knocked out if you don't beat the Timberwolves
Let's talk about that
tonight.
next. Let's talk about what has to happen tonight, not just to win, but what happens if they actually don't. So what's on tap on 710? Lakers, like we just talked about, looking to even the series tonight against the T-Wolves. Coverage begins at 5:30, tip-off at 7. You can hear it for your afternoon drive right here on 710 AM or in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Please enjoy responsibly. Better even at tonight or else. That's next. It's a lit Tuesday on 710 ESPN.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason and Ireland, today at noon after Travis and DeMarco.
You can learn a lot from elephants.
We can.
Ireland, do you have an elephant sound?
That wasn't very elephant-y.
Yeah,
What's the key to doing that one? Your lips are closed?
Closed, yeah.
Yeah, I got to work on mine.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio. That's Mason in Ireland.
On 710 ESPN.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
Just as every point matters, every detail counts in our meticulously crafted vehicles. Experience luxury at the top of its game. Welcome to Cadillac of Beverly Hills, the #1 Cadillac dealer in the Western region for the 3rd year in a row. Come and check out the incredible selection of new and pre-owned vehicles today at our showroom, 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills, and at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
There he is, the Oogum Boogum Man, 10:15 a.m. Good morning. It's a live imaging Tuesday. You know what this is? Remember last week, DeMarco? You probably don't, the CTE. But
I
Brent
remember
Wood,
the song.
The Oogum Boogum song. How's the CTE go? Did you take that test yet? Did you take the test?
What?
You said you had a test coming up.
No.
Oh. All right, don't get all mad, man. We're just having fun. Travis got all irritated with me in the first segment. I thought he was going to punch me. I was hoping, frankly. That would have given us some charge all day long. Like the Kings did last night after taking down those stinking Edmonton Oilers.
I had no hate for the Oilers until now.
You should hate them.
I did not know that. I did not know the Oilers were the enemy until now.
They're the enemy.
This is awesome.
Kings win. You heard it here on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app. Tonight, you're going to hear the Lakers Game 2. Can it happen? The comeback we need in Game 2, because it's a must-win. Mason Ireland may say it's not. It is.
It is.
It is.
It is.
You got to win. You can't lose 2 in a row at home.
It is. Even John said it yesterday.
The series isn't over if you lose, but
it's over. It is a final.
It puts you in a real bad spot.
It's not, now you need a borderline miracle to be down.
Yeah.
We were talking about yesterday. If you go down 2-0, whether it's at home or on the road, you have a 12% chance of winning the series.
You got problems.
That's not good.
I wouldn't want to face them going back there down 2 games. Yeah.
The only way you can be down 2 games is if you are, if for whatever crazy reason, like Oklahoma City, let's say Ja gets 50 2 games in a row and beats him by himself. Oklahoma City's still going to win that series. They'll figure out Ja and they'll go do it. This is not that. These teams are right next to each other. The Lakers won 1 more game than they did all season long. The entire Western Conference outside of Oklahoma City is bunched together. And if you give somebody enough of a head start, there's just not enough laps around the track to catch them again.
I do not. And I'm just curious as to what the Lakers do and how they defend and how they change what they did in game number 1. What did you learn from that? Number 1 is I think that Anthony Edwards is right now is the best player on the court. So I would just let him eat. Let him do his thing and make sure no one else.
You saw what he said to a fan the other night.
What did
Him
he
and
say?
Rudy Gobert were having fisticuffs with a fan, and he told a fan, "I've got a bigger schwanz than you." He didn't use the word
Did he
schwanz.
really say that?
Yeah, it's a story.
He did.
He did say that?
He didn't say schwanz. He said something else.
How would you know?
He also did a hand movement towards Luca.
I mean, that's
as well.
pretty presumptuous.
It's just an educated guess, probably, at that point.
Okay, you never know. Could be a descendant of, Holmes over there.
Well, I mean,
you never know. I'm just that's an interesting thing.
I don't think the fan
there.
at that moment was like, "Let me prove to you that you're wrong."
I mean, okay.
Oh, yeah?
What if he say, yeah, let me see? Right. Come on. That's crazy.
Well, that's a whole other thing.
But I would just let the guy eat and lock down everyone.
You can't be mad at me, Travis. It's
I'm
a
not
real
mad
story.
at you. I'm not,
it's a
not
real
mad
story.
at you. I'm just letting you do your thing.
Same thing they did to you, I would try to do to them. I would. It seems like they're going to let Luca do what he does and make sure that he can't assist or make sure no one else gets off. That's why I said it's time for you need the king to show up. When it's that way, bully ball worked a little bit in game one. It's going to have to be your go-to.
A little bit.
It,
Not
kept,
much.
It could be.
Yeah.
It kept you in the game.
But have we reached the point finally?
Yeah.
Where the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards specifically, they're not intimidated by him at all.
No, they're not.
I think they're encouraged by setting him down.
Not only are they not intimidated by it, I think they actually thrive on it.
They want him to,
Anthony Edwards is one of those guys that the confrontation, the conflict, the energy of the rival crowd, he's into it. Like he is not going to be. He went to the Olympics this year and was telling everyone on the Olympic team that had Steph Curry, LeBron James, and who knows how, Jason Tatum, who just won an NBA championship.
All the best players on the planet.
I'm the guy that will take the last shot. Now, he was wrong. When it got down to it, he wasn't even on the court, but he had, that wasn't just talk. He
That's
believed
his mentality.
So is it Jordan and the Bulls to the Lakers in 91 at this point? Where, the Lakers won that first game, but Michael Jordan wasn't at all worried.
Could be. It could be.
Wait, say that again?
Jordan and the Bulls in 91 to the Lakers. That was the end of the Lakers era. And people like Michael Thompson will say, well, Worthy was hurt, so-and-so. But Michael Jordan, they lost the first game.
Oh.
And Michael Jordan wasn't phased at all.
That's the other thing. If they shoot like they did...
Now, I'm not comparing Anthony Edwards to Michael Jordan, but I'm saying...
it's a fair comparison if they keep this up and they keep shooting the way they're shooting and he keeps dominating the way he's dominating, they're going to beat the Lakers number one. They'll beat everybody in the NBA if they keep that up. If game one is repeatable from here on out.
I don't know if they beat the Thunder, but maybe.
It'd be a hell of a series.
Oh, it'd be an amazing series.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
The Lakers are not going to win this series by fixing their defense and going from what we saw on Saturday to being lights out defensively. The way they're going to beat them is they're going to outscore them.
And they can't shoot like that again.
Minnesota, you're talking about?
Yeah, Minnesota.
Yeah, I agree. Well, they shot 50%, so but they don't have to shoot 50%. If they shoot 40%, Lakers are still going to lose.
Yeah,
they're going to have to either get that into a more traditional NBA number, 33, 35%, and the Lakers are going to need to outshoot them. And I'm with you, DeMarco, that LeBron had a moment there where he was kind of effective, but generally speaking, he was a pretty quiet night for him.
Yeah.
Luka's going to be Luka. I think LeBron's going to be LeBron. For me, I keep coming back to it. It's Reaves. If Reaves can be the Reaves that we saw for the vast majority of the season and not the Reaves that we saw on Saturday night, they got a chance to win. They're not going to win 100-98. They're going to win 118-115. They're going to have to score a bunch of points. They're going to have to be electric offensively because they're not going to get bigger. They couldn't get a rebound. Like JJ said, they got out physical. He called it an aberration, but okay, is that going to change? I mean, you can go out there and push guys around, but they're just a lot bigger than you are.
But here's the thing. Lakers win tonight, let's say, and their physicality takes a step up. They push the Wolves back. The defense is on. Can you repeat that in Game 3, Game 4? No. Can this team, with LeBron being the age he is...
Why can't they?
Yeah.
Because they're tired.
That's okay. If any round...
Wait a minute. How can they be tired and they're rusty?
This is
You don't think LeBron gets tired now at this point?
Look, your point, I think, is a better point in subsequent rounds. In the first round, you actually have a lot of rest time. That you have multiple days between a lot of these games, and you have an opportunity to kind of recharge your batteries. Once you get into the second round and beyond, it's every other day. That's when I think the fatigue becomes a much bigger issue. They had 2 days rest coming into this one. They'll have more rest going into the next one. That the first round, there is time between games, so I don't think fatigue will be an issue.
I think it will be. I think that them being able to, if they have to fight just to win a game, I think them winning 3 more is very difficult.
But the playoffs, Chris, they're very rarely lopsided. All these games are tight. All these games, like even though the Minnesota kind of sort of blew them out, in the middle of the third quarter, late third quarter, the Lakers made just enough of a run that Minnesota had to dig in.
At points, even since Luka's been a Laker, there's points where he looks gassed and LeBron looks tired.
Yeah.
That's the playoffs. When you're much younger, it's different, and when you're in better shape.
The Lakers aren't old other than LeBron.
That's a pretty big other than.
I understand, but they're going to be all right if they score buckets. I don't think any of those other things are going to change. They're not going to get bigger. They're not going to get better defensively. If they score more, if LeBron James is better offensively, if Austin Reaves has to be a lot better offensively, Rui hits another bucket or two, Gabe Vincent makes a couple of threes, you're going to have to get more from everybody, not just go in there and have a fist fight with these guys. It's not going to be that. You're going to have to score a bunch of buckets. That's how they're going to win this game.
100. Like JJ said, there's nothing you can do X's and O's wise, I think. Maybe schematically on the defensive end. I don't know. There's some things you're going to have to cover up. I think you have some big fat holes they're going to keep exploiting. And I don't think there's an answer for that personnel-wise or rotation-wise. So I'm with you, man. If you're going to beat Minnesota, you're going to have to do it on the offensive end. You're going to have to put up 120 points to beat them.
If they
maybe more
lose tonight, do they get swept? Do they just kind of say?
It's a good chance.
I think it all of a sudden gets in play.
You get steamrolled. Yeah.
It's tonight. Tonight's their season. It really, truly is. If they lose tonight, maybe they get swept, maybe they don't, but I just can't see them winning the World Series, or excuse me, the series.
Or the World Series.
I don't like their chances to win the World Series at all. That's very unlikely. It was a little bit like the Kings last night. If the Kings lost that game,
it's a wrap.
You can't blow a 4-goal lead and a 3-goal lead late in the third period and just say, "Oh, we're just down 1-0." No, you're not. There's so much context to it. And I'm curious to see how Edmonton comes out tomorrow night when they play it again.
And we've got tickets to that game coming up later today.
We do.
All day long here on 710 ESPN.
Like, what do you do if you're those guys? Like, they were an inch away from winning that game, stealing the whole series, and now they're down 0-1, and now they're desperate. The Kings are feeling pretty good about it.
I think you're concerned, like I said earlier, if you're the LA Kings, and Jim Hiller will join us at 11:15 this morning, you got to be a little concerned about what happened in the third period. Now, it could be, much like Happy and I walked out very confident at 4-1, really 4-0. And then the Oilers scored. I said, Cappy, should we go back? And he said, nah, there's no chance. And I went, ooh. When I woke up this morning and saw the final score, because now I go right to sleep. When I got to the East Central, I went right out. The game was still on. I went out. But I think you're concerned about what happened in the third period. But it can be we got overconfident. We were up 4-0.
Yeah.
We were coming out hustling. The energy in the building was through the roof. Okay. And then the Oilers said, not so fast. The not so fast is pretty scary. They did that in the third period.
So a couple of things led to the not so fast, though. So if it were just, hey, we're up 4-0, we got a little sloppy.
Right.
Had some bad turnovers. Mm-hmm. Didn't make the right plays. It's not really what happened. Like they were up 4-0, then they gave up the goal right before the end of the second period.
Right.
And it went from this thing's it's over to they're gonna have to play the third period now.
Right.
And then they got another one, and it's like, whoop, okay, now it's really close. And the Kings scored right away. You're like, okay. Then they had a 2-man advantage. They were 5-3 man advantage for 2 full minutes, and they were peppering Skinner. They couldn't get it in.
The Skinner chants, by the way, at Crypto.com Arena are amazing.
They're pretty good. And so all of a sudden, the momentum that was all in the Kings, they're getting ready for the knockout blow, Edmonton field, then boom, they score. Then they pull the goalie. The Kings have multiple chances to put it in an empty net. They can't do it. It wasn't that they just couldn't get the knockout shot. They didn't take their foot off the gas. Edmonton wouldn't go down.
No, they wouldn't. They kept fighting. And much like your friend that you talked about in the far side,
yeah,
the Kings couldn't get it in the empty net. Your friend can, apparently. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Listen for your cue to call and win a pair of tickets to redeem autographed items from Rams legend and Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce. Caller number 7 can claim up to 2 autographed memorabilia items. Myself and Kirk Morrison will be broadcasting live from Legends Attic this Thursday, April 24th. It's draft day, where you can redeem your prize. Listen to Trav and DeMarco. That's this show for your chance to win, only on 710. Little factor cap coming
Was
up
Isaac
next.
Bruce your friend, DeMarco? Like, were you guys cool, or did he ignore
Lockers
you?
right next to mine
Oh,
for
really?
7 years.
Really?
75 and 80.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what happened to 76 through 79?
Once Pace showed up, then he was in between us. But yeah, right there.
All right, that's good.
That was my guy. We talked all the time. Good dude. You're going to love him.
You've
talked to him before, right?
We had him on this show.
Super guy. Yes, sir.
I once went to the Whitwood Mall to get his autograph and Flipper Anderson.
Oh, no way. The
UCLA
Flipster.
legend, Flipper Anderson.
Yes,
Great
sir.
Flipper Anderson.
Absolutely.
Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Next Gen is the official AC, heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. Next Gen is the absolute best in the biz with thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Clogged drain? No problem. Call Next Gen today to book your $88 drain cleaning. That's right. For just $88, you'll receive a professional drain cleaning to keep your home flowing smoothly all season long. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN for your $88 drain cleaning.
NEXGEN, call 833-3NEXTGEN.
Cap here. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt. With years of experience and a passion for helping people, if you've got water damage at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary. It's Morongo's 20th anniversary. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Get a free 20th anniversary beer stein when you order a draft beer at any of our signature bars.
Number 2.
Big League gift giveaway. Get a large rubberized tote bag when you earn 500 points on your rewards card, the 29th.
And the number 1 reason.
We've got live music all weekend to celebrate our 20th anniversary.
Morongo, good times.
All right, listen up. Whether you're out for a walk, hitting the gym, or just tackling your day, in this LA heat, chafing is no joke. Take my word for it. That's why you need Highlands Chafing Relief. This stuff is a game changer. Goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, and stays put even through sweat and water. No greasy mess, just all-day protection. If you've already got some chafing, Highlands soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. Don't let chafing slow you down. Grab Highlands Chafing Relief at Walmart or Target right now.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August, and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Here we go. It is Factor Cap time. Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show. Each weekday around 10:30, producer Emily serves up what's going down, and fun and frivolity ensues. Special thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Normand for making Factor Cap possible.
It's Joseph S. Normand. It's Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. And if you've been hurt in an accident, let me help you. Call my office at 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let's do it. Factor Cap.
Right now. Take it away, producer Emily.
Thanks, Joe. Hi, guys.
Aloha. Hello.
So, to follow up on a topic we had yesterday, Nick Castellanos unfortunately went 0 for 4. So he did not hit a home run on the day the Pope died. So it's broken. I'm just kidding. Who knows?
For now.
But just it's still a good bet to bet on Nick Castellanos hitting a home run on a day that a tragedy happens. So I'm not going to explain how this topic came up necessarily. It's not me. But if someone...
I know where you're going.
If someone drunk texts you, it's a compliment.
I think so.
If someone texts you when they're drunk, it's a compliment. Travis, fact or cap?
Do you even know what a drunk text is?
I think I've received one from Travis before.
Oh, well, that's a different type of drunk text.
It's when you send the martini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, well, look, if you're getting the martini text, I'm not drunk yet.
That's true,
I'm on my
Beginning
way there, but it
stages
hasn't
of-
happened yet. What's the question again, Em?
It's a compliment if someone drunk texts to you.
We're not talking about a sexually loaded text.
Nope. It
Okay.
is
Oh,
just,
yeah,
it's a
100%.
compliment in general. if someone
100%
texts you.
yes. 100% yes. Because it means I'm in a good mood. I'm having a good time. Saw something you might like, you might find interesting. You're on my mind or whatever. 100% a compliment.
Chris.
As I hold up my 3-month chip from AA, about to be 4-month chip, or I got to get my 4-month chip.
That's great.
I love AA, but I will say this: in my previous life, 1.0, not 2.0, a lot of drunk texts were received and sent.
Sure.
A lot of things happen post drunk text. You know what I mean?
Those are.
I'm not
You're
necessarily
talking about a
those.
specific.
I'm
type
talking
of
about those
drunk text.
specifics,
Yeah.
and yes,
Okay.
I always took it as a
But
compliment.
if it's just a,
When
hey,
even-
I think you'd like this movie when you're
when
drunk.
even a girl would give me a like at midnight on Instagram, I took that as, okay, funnel's open, and then I would text. You get what I'm saying?
About funnels?
You know what I'm saying? If you get a girl you like or a girl you're talking
my
to
God.
text you drunk, she's thinking of you,
Correct.
and that's not a bad
Correct.
thing.
But it's not necessarily what I'm. Yeah, sure.
I know what you're saying. I also take it the same way.
Oh my God.
Okay.
If an executive that I am trying to do a business deal with or trying to get a new contract from or whatever is drunk texting me, he likes me.
Yeah.
Much in like the Travis scenario. When I get a drunk text from Travis these days, I go, oh, I'm on his mind. He's not
nice.
sending that to Ireland. Well, maybe you are, but
No.
okay.
DeMarco.
Golf texts go to John.
It's a compliment.
Fact. Definitely a compliment. That means they're thinking of you. Facts.
Okay.
Yeah, you got dirty with those. I
No.
know you. Come
No.
on, please.
Jorge.
No.
Absolutely, they're thinking about you, especially like the time.
But
too,
Jorge
right?
gets drunk text at like 7 a.m.
It could
That
be
is a
2 in the
different thing.
morning. It could be 5 in the morning. It depends because that determines how bad.
Oh yeah.
The drinking went.
If it's
Like
5
how,
a.m.
you know,
Or how good.
Yeah, if it's 8:30 at night, it's fairly
Correct.
harmless.
That's a
But
bad
if it's
day.
like 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, it's like, oh, they're thinking
No, you
about you
can't
for sure.
text
Yeah, just
somebody.
love you, bro.
Oh, I've received it.
Yeah,
I've been in the Uber by 3:15.
Yeah,
We should hang out sometime. Yeah, whenever. Fool, let me
Yeah,
know.
how about
I
right now?
haven't been up at 3.
I could be there in
I've
23
gotten
minutes.
up at 3, but I haven't been up at 3 in a long time.
I'm a big culprit of telling my friends how much I love them and just being very complimentary when I drunk text my friends. So it's not great sometimes.
Okay, follow up question to this. So if you get the drunk text,
Okay.
how long do you let it go until they say, "Oh, my bad, dude.
Like, if you're
I'm
not
sorry."
Depends on what,
Depends
what
on
they're
what it's-
saying.
yeah, for sure. For sure.
Hey, bruh.
Like, do you address it like 2 days later? Like, hey, how drunk were you?
Hey, so listen, you shouldn't have sent me that picture, bro. I don't want to see
that. Yeah.
Or you do want to see it. Either way.
It's kind of. I think we should
Never.
all mutually agree to just forget that person was drunk. They probably.
Yes, it's understood.
I think if you give them a hard time for being drunk, depending on your relationship
You
with them,
won't get it the next time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because then, you want to feel nice.
When
Okay.
Greg Bergman's drunk, he sends me Dodgers stats.
Stat guy. Okay.
I thought that'd get a bigger laugh. It didn't. Go ahead.
So I went to over the weekend. I went to go see the 20th anniversary of Pride and Prejudice, the 2005 movie starring Keira Knightley. Anyway, it was fun because everyone dressed up. People were excited. They were clapping for different portions. That is really fun. So my statement is, it's okay to talk in a movie if it's the 20th anniversary showing. You're saying, assuming everyone here has seen this movie already, it's okay to talk during the movie. Chris, fact or cap?
Fact. Because here's my thing. I have friends. Now, I don't go to see as many movies as I used to, but I had friends that would be funny during movies, so I wanted to hear what they had to say. And when other people were like, shh, I'd be like, screw you. I don't care. Now, it's rude. But I also was kind of the instigator.
Yeah.
But now that's why I have private screenings. Not the kind of private screenings I had in the Jorge days, but like I'd prefer to just stream at home.
All right, DeMarco.
What was the question? I'm
It's
sorry.
okay to talk in a movie if it's a 20th anniversary show.
Yes.
I can go fact. Yeah, Godfather, Star Wars, anything.
They're releasing Revenge of the Sith, I think, this week.
I saw that.
20 years.
I think either that or a different one. It's one of the prequels.
You're allowed to talk if you've seen the movie more than 5 times.
Oh,
in your
no,
life.
definitely. Like, if we did a Boogie Night screening and we
Oh,
had,
yeah.
like,
There you
Travis,
go.
me, Ireland,
AK,
our friend Brian
You
Beckner.
could hoop and holler.
I mean, we would just talk through the whole thing.
Travis?
No, I don't think it is. I think that the movie theater, when you go to the movie theater, it's an unwritten contract that we're going to be quiet and watch the movie.
No, stop.
Yeah, it is. It's not just because I've seen it, you've seen it, we've all seen it. If we want to come over to my house and chop it up and watch Boogie Nights, sure. But if we're in the theater,
Is Flavio coming?
Flavio. I got an update on Flavio.
Can he do
by the
low
way.
sodium?
I got an update. Flavio raised his prices.
This scumbag
tariffs.
Flavio.
There you go. I guess so. Like Flavio's he's holding us.
But
he's holding
Flavio's
us up.
Mafia, or whoever the group is, the taco group, they did my party last year, Flavio's group.
Well, we've used him a lot. You've used him.
But it wasn't Flavio that showed up. It was Flavio's cousin.
They got people.
Yeah, they got a Mafia.
Fabricio.
Dude, it's like nearly double what
No.
it used to
Flavina?
be. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the meat prices are expensive, man.
It's double? It's anyway.
2 pounds of meat, 40
Yes.
bucks?
Don't talk in the movies.
Jorge, it's okay to talk in a movie if it is a 20-year anniversary.
I mean, you could not talk with chit chat here about, oh, remember this scene, or like, but not like a full on conversation. Like, don't, no.
Okay. So there was a story that. So do you guys know about the whole Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, and now Selena Gomez is engaged kind of thing?
Kind of.
Selena Gomez is a pop star. Justin Bieber's a pop star. They used to date for a long period of time, and now Selena Gomez is engaged to Benny Blanco, who it was Justin Bieber's producer. So it's a whole
Did you know
love
that, Trav?
triangle.
I do now.
But
There you
Justin Bieber appeared to like a post of Selena's of her and Benny, but like in a way that he liked and then unliked it. So clearly he was scrolling. He didn't mean to.
Oh.
So my statement is, you have ever accidentally liked something on Instagram you shouldn't have?
Yes.
DeMarco, fact or cap?
Fact, and quickly try to unlike it or get
Can't.
that thing off.
You got to block the person
as
immediately.
soon as possible. Yes.
Okay, Jorge.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because when you're scrolling in the past and you actually like something from 3 years ago and you're like, oh no.
Yeah. And then it just.
And they get a
Forget it.
notification that you like this old photo, and then it's all weird. So, for example, if you start following someone on Instagram, their like posts will come up as if they just posted, but they might have posted it like 6 months, a year
Right.
ago. So now I'm noticing sometimes that people will be liking my old photos. I'm like, this was around a year ago. That's weird.
But it's new to them.
It doesn't matter.
That's
It's still
true.
weird.
It's kind of weird
Still
still.
weird. Still weird.
Travis, you've ever accidentally liked something you shouldn't have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sure. I think we all have, but I don't really.
You got to block immediately.
I don't know because I haven't done that.
You
You
gotta
know what I
block
mean?
immediately.
So when I was doing the show by myself at Yahoo, I would use Twitter to kind of, instead of callers, I would use tweets.
Yeah.
And I would like tweets to just bookmark them,
Right,
basically.
right.
And so there was like, how can you like that? It's like, guys, it's just a placeholder. Will everybody just chill out? So, but yes, I of course have done it.
Yeah, it's one of those things too. I use it a lot for fact-finding missions on like people from high school. I'm like, ooh, they used to have a fiance, now they don't have a fiance. Let me get into this, and then I'm liking things from 5 years ago, and then I'm like,
do you
oh
do
no.
this, DeMarco?
What's that?
Like use Instagram or Twitter or whatever as like a detective
fact-finding
agency?
Everybody does.
Not everybody.
Everybody does.
What to do? What now?
To go like you meet somebody
job,
or
Em.
see something and go back and go through their stuff to try to put their story together.
No.
Like, why is there a
You-
Masters collage and it doesn't include Rory McIlroy, the winner?
Yes.
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Travis, you're telling me that if someone that you were close to 5 years ago suddenly isn't posting pictures with their husband anymore or wife, you're not investigating that?
Not through Instagram. I would want to know where his wife went.
Which you could find on Instagram.
But I would just call somebody that I know or call that person and say, yo, did you get a divorce?
on
Yeah,
your,
but
on your
then that
rotary
sounds
phone, you're
weird,
going to call
though.
them?
But no, I would call and say, dude, I noticed a picture that your, Cindy Mary Lou isn't in it anymore. Everything okay? That's what I would do.
But the thing is, this is for people that you don't even know that well.
But
So
I
this
would,
is-
then I
that you
wouldn't
don't
give a
care.
damn at all.
Oh,
I wouldn't
gosh.
give a
Just
damn.
block if you
at
like
all.
it, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't do that. If it was somebody
Okay.
that I did care about or at least know, I would be like, hey, what happened?
And if
It's
you
not
screenshot DMs, remember, they get a notification.
Really?
In the
Is
DMs.
that true?
On
In
the
DMs.
DMs, not on
Jorge
the.
said, really?
You can screenshot
No, 'cause I
stories,
don't-
but you
not-
can't screen. If you screenshot DMs, they'll know it.
They'll know it. You got
But
to
if
be
you
careful on
screenshot
that.
stories, they won't.
No, stories.
But
yeah,
if you
they
share their stories, they do.
won't. Oh, yeah.
So these
You
are all
just
the
gotta
things.
block quick.
to know about.
Yeah, DeMarco, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Dude, I was in a sorority, and I need to know all of their business.
Okay,
so.
I don't know if this qualifies, but I got a question for you guys.
Go ahead.
So Kelly had that wonderful moment over the weekend where she won the national and her
Kelly.
and she and a lot of her friends started posting videos of the championship point and all of that stuff. Okay. So I said to Susan, I'm like, hey, send me that video that you just showed me. And so she sends me a link to one of Kelly's friends' stories that's on it.
So now Kelly's friend knows you looked at her story.
Wait. So Susan sent me this link, and it comes up on my text thread. And it is a picture of one of Kelly's friends who's a senior in college.
Oh, boy.
And the picture...
Block immediately.
The picture on her... What do you call it?
Profile.
The profile
Profile
is provocative, shall we say?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Can you send me the link?
I looked at it, and I said to Susan, I went to open it because I didn't know that they could see. And then it says... The user will see that you are viewing it as Travis Rodgers. And I said, oh, no, hell no, I'm not doing that. So I said to Susan, I'm like, send it to me. And she's like, I did. I'm like, I'm not clicking that link.
Yeah, Susan can look at it.
Yeah.
You
And so I didn't.
Okay.
Because the picture on the front, had it been her in church, I would have clicked the link. But it's not. It's a very different picture.
My gosh.
Is it Kelly's friend that we talked about that one time?
No.
Oh,
Different friend.
Oh, gosh.
Not for that. It was
it's
a
not
different
that.
thing.
It's not
Okay.
that.
It's more
It's
of like
not
a
that.
dynasty plot.
Right, exactly. A dynasty
By the way,
plot
I
is the
watched
right
a lot
word.
of Love Boat over the weekend. It was good show. Go ahead.
Fred Gandy? Wasn't that his real name? Gopher's real name?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead, Em.
That's it.
Is
That's
that your new
Factor Cap.
line? Go ahead.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
I think we should investigate this link. I can do it from
It
my
is.
phone.
It's Fred
She
Gandy.
doesn't know who I am.
It's Fred Gandy.
Thank you, DeMarco.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Factor Cap has been brought to you by...
The law office of Joseph S. Normand.
He's
You have many
definitely-
choices
Joseph has
in your
definitely got
legal
an
team,
Instagram issues.
But family always comes first with Joe. Call 213-747-2000. That, again, is the law office of Joseph S. Normand. You can find Joe online at normandlegal.com. That number, one more time, 213-747-2000. We saw the Kings wiggle off the hook. Athletes that you need to make sure that you get them out when you get the chance. That's coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN. And if you call right now, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776. Let me give you that again, 877-710-3776. It is your chance at 2 autographed memorabilia items this Thursday at Legends Attic. It's all coming up on 710 ESPN.
Mason and Ireland.
Can you do a cartwheel, John, if you were pressed?
I used to be able to, but I haven't done it in so long.
I've not done a cartwheel in a really long time. I'm sure I can.
The biggest show on the radio, weekdays at noon.
On 710 ESPN.
Big on protein, rich on flavor. The new $10 Islands Restaurants protein bowls are here for a limited time. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients for the flavors you love. Just in a bowl. Find your protein paradise at islandsrestaurants.com.
Hey, it's Pepe Duran. If you've ever been in a car accident, you know how stressful it can be. My boy Leo and the crew at Active Collision are there for you. They're the experts at taking care of your business. I'm dealing with it right now. Hit and run. The back of my truck was smashed. I thought it was just a simple fix the tailgate. No. Leo said, boom, boom, boom. This is a problem, Beto. Let me take care of it. 626-330-0100. 626-330-0100. You'll get a 50% discount on your deductible when you let them know that 710 sent you. Or check them out on Instagram at active.collision.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news and stats to placing bets in just a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code JOEQ to get started today. That's JOEQ, JOEQ. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Sweet and low says, who is it? She opened up the door and let me in. Never once.
Oh, this is a song from last week I told you about, Travis. So the thin line between love and hate, the Persuaders. Okay. This is the one where, like, again, you can come home late, but she's going to get you eventually. You got to be careful because she'll go hit you with a frying pan. Or she's cutting cucumbers and then she goes, ah, and that's it.
That sounds very specific.
Well, listen, I like cucumbers. 10:47 on a live imaging Tuesday. The Travis and DeMarco Show. Jim Hiller will join us next hour. We still got those tickets for Wednesday night's game 2 against the Oilers, the Kings Oilers at Crypto.com Arena. We are your official home for your Los Angeles Kings, 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app. What a thriller last night. Kings do win. Let me hear the final goal there the Kings got. From Josh Schaefer on the play-by-play.
Tano against Draisaitl, and Draisaitl wins the draw back to McDavid. Tried to backhand it in, got blocked. Kings bank it up the wall into the neutral zone. Here comes Trevor Moore, one-on-one. Moore waits, hits the trailer. Dano shoots, scores! Dano! It found its way through! A nylon-seeking puck trickles past Skinner. Dano's second goal of the game. And with 41 seconds left, it is 6-5 LA.
So you could hear him in the call.
Yeah.
That the goal that was the game-winning goal, the sixth goal, after they'd blown a 4-0 lead, a 4-1 lead, a 5-2 lead, it's 5-5. All the momentum in the world is with Edmonton at this point, and it's going to be one of the great chokes in hockey, memory.
Sports.
And all of a sudden, the play-by-play guy right there goes, he shoots, he scores! Right. It was a knuckleball. He only got like a piece of the puck that you watch Skinner kind of go for the save, and he was early. It was like a changeup that hadn't gotten to him yet, and by the time he was done waving his glove at it, then it went past him. Even in the call right there, you can hear him say, he shoot, score! It was such a bizarre goal. I wasn't watching it on ESPN. I was watching it on FanDuel with Nick Nixon and Jim Fox, and Nick Nixon goes, he threw him a changeup, and it's exactly what it was. The guy was way out in front. It was an incredibly exciting moment. Are you trying to say
Nick Nixon's call was better than our very own Josh Schaefer?
I'm saying Nick Nixon called it in real time with the changeup. It was amazing. It was
starting
terrific.
beef with Josh Schaefer.
And the person in front of the goal, too.
I'm done.
So it wasn't.
I felt you.
It wasn't to know who shot it. It was, I can't remember who it was, but he jumped in front of the goalie, and I was like thrown off by it. And I think that threw off the goalie as well. So the goalie was watching this guy jump in front of him, blocking the shot, and so the knuckleballer could get through. I don't think that was intentional, but it definitely did work out in the Kings' favor.
The traffic in front of the net.
Exactly.
It's old-time hockey. That's what you could call it, old-time hockey, like the movie. Remember when they yell out old-time hockey? Trav, you can't get this irritated. It only makes it worse.
For who?
For Trav.
Hang in there.
Dano against Draisaitl. And Draisaitl wins the draw back to McDavid. Tried to backhand it in, got blocked. Kings bank it up the wall into the neutral zone. Here comes Trevor Moore, one-on-one. Moore waits, hits the trailer. Dano shoots, scores! Dano!
Change-up.
It found its way through.
Change-up.
You can't get this irritated like Mason does now that we put Greg in the studio. 10:51, 9 minutes in front of 11 o'clock.
Go ahead.
Well,
so the reason
what do we want to do here? What do we get into?
What would you like to get into?
Yeah, how about some Dodgers?
What do you have to say about the
I don't
Dodgers?
have much. I actually don't have much.
I've got plenty.
Well, let's do a little bit.
I wasn't done with the Kings, but that's fine.
We'll do Kings then. Let's go Kings. It's like Mike and the Mad Dog when they reunite once every 5 years. They're like, what do you want? You want Mets or you want Yankees?
It's a pretty good Mad Dog right there. I'm not going to lie.
Love it.
Go ahead. If we're just going to let the organ play, I'm fine with that. You know, the Kings got a good organ. Before the game, they got a nice organ.
They got a
Organ
great
does
organ.
have a nice little atmosphere.
Yes.
It's Dieter does it.
Does Dieter do the Kings too?
He does.
Oh.
They announced it before the game last night on ESPN. So the reason we're talking about this comeback and not being a loss, and how it was so, close at the end was because someone like Connor McDavid can come back and win and is one of those players you can never count out of a game ever. And I was thinking today about the other athletes that you have to knock out, quote unquote, double tap until you can move on. You have to officially squash any hope of them coming back. It's like Patrick Mahomes, LeBron James, Luca Doncic, players like that, if they're in the game and they are within striking distance, they could win this game at any point in time. What are the other players like that for you guys?
Well, McDavid's right near the top of the list because that goal he scored to tie the game was just out of nowhere. He was so fast, and it was such a weird angle that he scored on too. He was on the far right side. He scored to the left side. It was a crazy shot. Mahomes is the ultimate one. Mahomes is the ultimate. What did they have? 13 seconds?
12 seconds.
12 seconds where they went down the field and ended up scoring and went in overtime and took care of business. Montana. Back in the day when, you and I were...
Elway?
Elway would lose just enough to where you felt like it wasn't...
He did have the drive.
We've talked about this 100 times. Like, you go for it because you don't give Patrick Mahomes the ball back. Even if he's only got a few seconds, he's going to find...
Good enough to beat you.
Montana was like that.
Brady, good enough to beat you.
It was the Dodgers in that fifth inning in the World Series. That's what the Oilers were doing. They were coming back except for they didn't close it out.
But they didn't... The Dodger thing I'll push back on a little bit, Em, just because the Yankees kind of kept... Here, take
You're right. It was errors, yes.
The Kings weren't really doing a bunch of stuff wrong. The Oilers just all of a sudden were on fire. The Kings couldn't score when they were up the two-man advantage for 2 minutes. They got good shots. They just couldn't get it in.
But I would say potentially some Dodger players are on this list too of these players that you need to double tap. The whole big three, the top three for the Dodgers are guys you got to double tap.
I'm trying to think of some other sports. LeBron's like that. Luca's like Steph for sure.
Steph Curry.
LeBron was like that.
Fair.
Luca.
I don't know if he still has that
Let me ask you
gear.
this. Okay.
Yeah.
The Lakers are down a point.
1 point.
1 point.
Okay.
10 seconds left. They got the ball out of bounds. Okay. The ball comes in. LeBron James has it in your hand. Are you worried he's going to miss?
Am I worried as a fan?
As a Laker fan,
right?
Do you think
like
he's
who
going to
do you
make
want taking that shot?
No, not even necessarily that. Like that's
I want
one
Austin
of those.
Reaves making that shot.
I think he's going to make that shot.
I
in
don't.
That situation.
I think it's half and half now. I want Austin Reaves making that shot.
You would over LeBron James
at this point, given some of the things.
No way.
I don't know. Where's the shot? Is it a 3-point shot?
It's the ball's in his hand. He has 10 seconds. He needs to score 8 point.
Score 8 point?
Yeah.
Okay, LeBron, Because if he can go inside,
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
A point to go. LeBron James, all day long.
You know who else right now? Kawhi.
Last
the way
night.
he just played.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Kawhi,
I'd be worried about him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kawhi 6 years ago, too, in that run to the title with the Raptors.
I can't believe that was 6 years ago.
Crazy, right? I know. A lot has happened since then. I know.
A lot
One of
has
the greatest
happened
things we
since
ever
then.
did. One of the greatest things we ever did at this radio station.
But I got to say,
beautiful.
A lot hasn't happened since then. And
for him,
he hasn't played.
I know.
No.
A lot has happened for us since then.
A lot of time has gone by.
Yes.
A lot of things in the world have happened. But he hasn't. Like he's kind of the same guy
There's
he was.
a whole
He's just
first
playing
grader
again.
in between there. Yeah, I know. Who else? Josh Allen's a guy I worry about with the ball.
But he loses. But he loses.
He always loses
Not
in the
because
one
he
game.
tricks
But
it
tell
off,
me you're
but
not
his team
holding your
loses.
breath when he's got the ball at the end.
Yes, but,
Right.
but he always somehow chokes.
I got you, but I'm still worried.
But
Same with
but that's
Lamar.
not true. That's not true. I want to split the hair. He doesn't choke. His team just doesn't win.
Okay.
But no, he's choking means he threw an interception at the goal line. Choking means he couldn't get the ball, to the guy that was wide open. Choking means you dropped a pass. Josh Allen scores, but left 10 seconds left on the clock, and they lost. That's a choke to you?
I don't think it's a choke, but it's not the same as Patrick Mahomes, who
it's
wins.
not.
No, God, no. That's why he said I'm just trying to think. Stafford's on that list, too.
Magic was like
He
that.
could break your heart.
He can
Kobe
break your
was
heart.
like that.
Stafford can break your heart. Jordan, definitely. Larry
Oh,
Bird.
Jordan, 100%.
Larry Bird has broken your heart a bunch.
Michael Jordan, for 10 years, there was no doubt that he was going to win.
Yeah.
He was going to figure it out.
Barry Goheen.
I think Tiger was the best example of it.
Yeah. Did you watch the series? It's on YouTube. The PGA posted it, but it aired on CBS on Sunday before the tournament, the RBC, the 2000 season.
Oh,
and to watch all over again, that was really the season I became a huge golf fan, 2000, because
is
of
that the
Tiger.
one he hits out of the bunker over the water to like a green the
and
size of
just
this table?
what he did to Ernie Els that season.
Ernie Els finished second 3 times.
I mean, it's brutal, man.
3 runner-up finishes in the majors, and I don't think he was even close in any of them. He got absolutely
Tiger
whacked.
just destroyed everybody.
Just can't beat that guy.
He might be the ultimate example of that. Chris wanted Dodgers, so we'll do a
Let's
little
go.
Dodgers.
Let's do some Dodgers.
I got some Dave Roberts for you.
Hey, dog, you got Yankees? Oh, we got Yankees.
Complimentary of Dave Roberts, so you're not going to like it at all. That's
I
coming
love
up next.
Dave.
It's
Dave's
Travis
my
DeMarco,
guy.
710 ESPN. if you've been in an accident, and unfortunately probably most of us have been, you know that it's stressful and it can be overwhelming. There's a lot of stuff floating around and people are telling you this, that, and the next thing. Don't navigate this alone. Don't have it just be you taking somebody's word for it, the insurance company's word for it, right? You need a winning team on your side, and that is the law office of Joseph S. Normand. He's going to fight for your rights. He's going to work diligently, tirelessly to get you the compensation that you deserve. So if you're hurt in an accident, call Joe, 213-747-2000. It's the call I made after I was in an accident, after my son was in an accident, 213-747-2000 or normandlegal.com. And if you're not quite sure if you have a case or not, make sure. If the insurance company's saying, there's nothing there, call Joe, 213-747-2000. You never know when an accident might happen. Have Joe's number ready just in case. 213-747-2000, 213-747-2000, and normandlegal.com.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy, spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
Los Angeles, game day is here. Whether you're watching courtside or couch side, fuel up with the fire-grilled flavor of El Pollo Loco. Their famous fire-grilled chicken, marinated in citrus and spices, cooked over an open flame. It's the perfect play for your taste buds. From their fan-favorite chicken tostadas to fire-grilled family meals that feed your whole squad, El Pollo Loco has you covered. Get in the game with El Pollo Loco because great flavor is always a slam dunk. El Pollo Loco. Order today at elpolloloco.com.
Lakers fans, don't miss any of the action during the playoffs. Take the purple and gold with you wherever you go by downloading the Lakers app presented by BBGO. With the Lakers app, get access to exclusive sweepstakes, wallpapers, live game updates, in-game highlights, and more. The Lakers app is available in the App Store for free. Stay locked in during playoffs and listen to every playoff game on the Lakers app. The Lakers app has you covered, Lake Show. Download the Lakers app now to your iPhone or Android. Let's go Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station.
It's a tough virus, Travis. I know that. 11 o'clock on a live imaging Tuesday, the Travis and DeMarco Show. Sing it, babe.
Baby, baby, you don't understand.
We like to play the homie oldies, Jorge on the ones and twos. We get that dedication from Jorge in Walnut to Laura in West Covina. I'm sorry, girl. It's going to be okay. I'm going to take you for some tacos. Everything's going to be okay.
Oh my God. Make the reservation at
Baby,
Chili's.
I'm for real. Or from Travis in Laguna to whoever's on that text thread. Huh? No, the story you're telling us, and then you showed us the picture.
Oh. I think I'm clicking that picture.
We got Dodgers in, Doc.
We got something else right now. A little NBA breaking news-ish. But very quickly, a reminder, there's a Kings playoff ticket giveaway today on 710. So listen for your chance to win tickets to tomorrow's game, Game 2, Crypto.com Arena against the Oilers. Listen for your cue to call. And when you do, you want to be caller number 7, 877-710-ESPN. And you will be at Crypto.com Arena tomorrow night. Listen all day for your chance to win only on 710. So Shams just tweeted this a couple of minutes ago about Anthony Edwards from Minnesota. The NBA is fining Anthony Edwards $50,000 for his, quote, my blank bigger than yours.
He said Schwanz.
Comments to the Lakers crowd Saturday night, sources tell
that'll
ESPN.
stop him.
But it started with Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert was bickering with that fan all night long.
Same
and then
guy?
Anthony Edwards said, let me tell you what I'm going to say.
That's a little crazy. Why would you shoot that out there?
Well, this is why he won't be the face of the NBA.
Exactly.
This and other things are why he will not be the face of the NBA. That look, you can have a misstep here and there. You can get into an argument with a fan. That's not the end of the world, but that sort of stuff is what the league just really does not want to be the guy that's front and center the way that LeBron James and Steph Curry have been.
Right.
Steph Curry and LeBron James, I'm sure, have said stuff that they wish they hadn't said, but they never said something like that to a fan that got
or
caught
at least
on the mic.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't get caught.
Right.
It didn't become a findable thing. By the way, real quick, because the NFL draft is Thursday and Friday, we'll have your Rams coverage all day long. And, of course, Sonato, Cap, DeMarco, Marcus Grant, the whole mishpucha. It's going to be live at the Draft War Room in Van Nuys at the fire station. But they were just showing Mike Tomlin on TV on SportsCenter. Producer M's Mike Tomlin. Oh, he's so great. Aaron Rodgers met with the Steelers March 21st. Do you have a quarterback yet, officially, or no?
Mason Rudolph.
Yep,
Other than Mason Rudolph.
Nope.
Can you imagine if Aaron Rodgers does it? Where else is he going to go? And Emily's got to defend Aaron Rodgers and continue to defend Mike Tomlin.
I don't think she'll defend Aaron Rodgers. She might learn to live with Aaron Rodgers, if
so
I can speak for you.
I'm not going to be buying an Aaron Rodgers jersey.
You're right. You're not going to be buying. I'll be buying one for you.
He's doing the thing that the Steelers almost never find themselves in, where the player is the one holding the cards.
They're waiting.
Yeah, the players, like when they've had really good players that they just say we'll deal with it right up until we don't, and then they move on. Antonio Brown is a great example of that.
Le'Veon Bell sat out an entire year.
Le'Veon Bell is another great example of that.
Yeah.
This is Aaron Rodgers is. I'll let you know when I know, and they're going to have to wait for him.
You're going to have to wait. What choice do you have? Unless you go and draft one.
The draft, that's it.
Oh, not just Mason Rudolph, the greatness of Skylar Thompson.
Yeah.
It's also on the depth chart.
Unless you go and draft a guy. I mean, what choice do you have? He is your best option.
Mike Tomlin probably doesn't want to go that route,
and
so they're waiting around.
If you're Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, this might be the guy you have to wait for. You might have to change what you do just for him because he is that good, and you have that big of a need.
You're still really high on him as a player, aren't you?
Wow, I'm shocked how high of him. How are you that high on him?
Because he's good.
But the way he's destroyed teams.
He's destroyed one team.
Well,
not the Jets.
The Jets, I think, were imploding before he got there.
Yeah, but the end with the Packers was not great.
That's true. And
but he still played at a high level.
He's good. He's still good. I mean, do you? I guess are you looking at numbers for a drop off?
I'm looking at what
most people point at numbers and they say he's dropped off. But I mean, if you watch him play and watch the Jets play, I mean, the guy can still get it done. He can still
but
move
there's
the ball.
so much drama.
There is. I mean, I don't like the new Aaron Rodgers. I don't like the guy that's always in the news, that's front and center.
Would you be shocked?
I wish he was more of a football player than a celebrity, but that's what he is now.
Would you be surprised? Let's say they come to an agreement and he goes.
And
to
I would say
Pittsburgh.
the same to Jameis Winston too. And I did say the same to Jameis. But are you going to be this guy that's campaigning for a job in the media when you retire? Or are you serious about winning?
But not to defend Aaron Rodgers. Jameis Winston isn't Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers is
but I mean, still, like, what
generational quarterback? But now he's just a generational drama.
What is your goal? Do you still want to win, or do you just want to be a pain in the butt?
I think Aaron Rodgers would say he still wants to win, but here's the problem: you're going on Pat McAfee every week.
I'm not sure he would say that.
Well, if he signs with the Steelers, you're telling me you want to win because that's what they do, and that's how they go about business.
I think he would be saying that if when he went into the facility, whatever it was, a month or so ago, and came out as the quarterback of the Steelers, he would be saying, "I want one more shot at this. I want to go win." But that's not what happened. He went in. Hey guys, how doing?
Well, yeah,
I'm
interested.
I'll get back to you on this.
Some of that
like
stuff,
that's not a clear.
I gotta go sit in a tree for a week.
Yeah, but he's a different dude. He's 40. Some of that stuff is unnecessary for him.
Yeah,
but if you're gonna make him be there, it's like why?
But that's what I'm getting at. Is I think he wants to play exclusively on his terms. I don't think he wants to play because I want to play. I want to play if it works out for me. There's a difference between those two things. I'll do it if it's super easy, convenient on my schedule with my rules, or I want to be a part of your football team. I'll do whatever it takes. And they're totally different.
Just to answer your question, I don't say a guy sucks just because everybody says it.
I don't think we're saying he sucked.
That's what most people do.
My point would be the drama. It's not so much that he can't throw a football. He can. He's older now.
I think the Jets
the
Jets were on fire before he got there.
And he threw gasoline on it.
Yes.
How much do you have to pay him, by the way, now?
He said it's not about the money.
He'll probably give you a discount, but it's 40, 30.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure he was just talking, but he said
he's not going to play for 10.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He's not going to play for 10. You know he's not going to play for 10.
I don't think so either.
25, maybe that should
I
discount.
would start there. Hey, you said on TV you'd start for 10. How about that?
He's not going to do that.
12?
Just retire.
Well,
retire.
he might. And I will give him a little bit of credit. We talked about this on Friday. There's a little bit of something about him that I kind of quasi, look at me, this much respect, just teeny tiny bit respect is, I'll let you know when I know. If you want to move on, go ahead. Like, go ahead.
Right.
I'm not ready to make a decision. Yeah, but we need a decision today. Then go ahead and make one. I'm not making one. I'm not doing it today.
No doubt.
I don't care if your timeline is not my timeline.
Right. And this is why I said quarterback of the future for the Rams. This is where you don't want to be, to where you have to wait for guys like him. You should always reload and restock. So I don't know. I mean, I guess the Steelers had bust after bust. Is it Kenny Pickett? Was their last big investment that kind of flamed out?
Yeah. Kenny Pickett into Russell Wilson and Justin Fields.
See, going through this whole evaluation project, you make one misstep at that spot, and you're dependent on guys like Rodgers to save you. That's where you don't
almost
want.
Never works.
That's what with Stafford. I get where you're coming from, but I got to protect the franchise too for the future.
You got to pick the right guy, though.
True.
That's where it gets tricky. It's like if Peyton Manning's sitting there, sure,
but he wouldn't be at 26.
But what I'm saying is, even if you were and you moved up, I'll give you every pick I have for the rest of my life, which they kind of did for Goff. They were 16 that year, and they moved up. I mean, that's a big jump.
That's a huge jump,
and you better pick right. Because if you pick Jamarcus Russell, if you pick one of these other guys, look,
Sam Bradford,
Cam Ward might
Bradford,
be okay.
wow.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. As many of those guys at the top stink as don't. It's kind of a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, and there's a lot that goes into it. If you're picking one, chances are you're a bad football team. So
was Sam Bradford ever good in the NFL?
For a minute.
Was he?
For a brief period of time.
Those are some dark days
was
for the Rams.
Rookie, I think he was Rookie of the Year.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was Rookie of the Year. The problem was, here's the thing with Sam. They went in, the second year was moving into a lockout, and they hired Josh McDaniel, instead of Brad Childress. Childress would have ran the same offense. Shermer just got a job. So Shermer led Bradford to a Rookie of the Year campaign and then took the Browns job. Oh. So they had an offensive changeover in a year where you couldn't practice. And it was just unfair to the kid, and he got absolutely hammered and beat up.
I would love to know how many guys are in the situation that you just described, where I'm on to something pretty good, but circumstances, the offensive coordinator gets promoted or another guy gets fired or whatever, your left tackle retired, just stuff happens to where a relatively promising career just gets completely derailed by stuff that you have no control over.
You know, that's why I am surprised Troy Aikman actually turned out to be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah.
He took an absolute beating until they figured it out.
That's okay. So that's the flip side of it, that no matter what, I'm good enough, I'm going to figure this out. You can put me behind a bad team, give me a bad coach, give me bad wide receivers. Eventually, my talent will win the day. It's what Kobe always used to say, that if you hadn't been on the Lakers, would you have? He goes, I would have figured it out. I would have figured it out.
Basketball, it's a little more immediate. Quarterback, you're a sitting duck.
No,
if they keep making mistakes around you.
To the Troy Aikman thing, when was the Herschel Walker trade? That was a year into Jimmy's.
Were they
Jimmy
teammates?
Johnson. No, remember the Herschel Walker trade.
Right.
I don't.
Were Herschel and Aikman teammates?
Herschel and Aikman then
in the beginning.
And
I don't know.
Walker was traded the following year?
I want to say yes, based on what they eventually got and what happened.
Because they reloaded their whole team.
They got everybody.
Yeah,
they got everybody.
So I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'm sure somebody does, but I just wonder.
That's why when you trade Luca Doncic, you don't trade it for another guy that can't stay on the court. You trade it for everything you've got in perpetuity.
That would have helped Nico.
And apparently they tried.
Of course it would.
That would have helped Nico if you got a king's ransom for
Luka. I got
Luka.
Anthony Davis, I got Austin Reaves, and I got all your picks from now until 2037.
Apparently they tried, but Genie fought back, and they still made the deal, which goes back to my conspiracy theory of the NBA involved.
I've heard worse ones.
11-11, by the way.
I've heard worse ones. Nick, what?
Make a wish.
Worse?
Oh, make a wish.
It's 11-11.
What's worse than that? Let's orchestrate a trade to get the face of the league to the Lakers. What's worse than that?
I mean,
David Stern vetoing Chris Paul?
Yes.
It's almost the same thing.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Almost the same thing, isn't it? Yeah, I know. If that's true, that's wild. Wow.
It may go down if Luka gets in shape and wins. It may go down as the biggest blunder in the history of executive sports management.
100%.
Yeah. If he gets his act together, and it's not like he's super far off. He's already one of the best players in the league. He gets motivated. He gets healthy. He gets fit.
That's the other thing about
surround him by great players, and he wins a couple of championships. it might be the
what if it
biggest
doesn't work?
mistake
I know.
ever.
But if you did orchestrate it to get him here and he can't get a championship here.
Well, then that's very
right.
bad.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
right.
not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good. It's not.
You still got to go through the rest of the league.
What if he's been in the league 7 years, I think it is. What if his next 7 years are exactly like this? Really good, all NBAs, maybe goes to the finals one time, in the Western Conference finals a time or two.
Lakers are supposed to win championships.
I get it. Is it still a bust for the Lakers?
I think so. Steve Nash's career was a failure? He didn't win.
In Los Angeles, it was.
Yeah.
Dude put up numbers forever. Yeah.
But in Los Angeles, it was a failure.
True. He was at the end of the line by the time he got
but still.
here. All right, I want to talk about Dave.
Rob's president of basketball operations now, though.
Yes, he gave.
He got the bump.
He
nice.
got a bump. He
there
got
you go.
an extension.
You get Luca, you get bumps.
Well, that's all.
Well, he's saying yes to "Do you want Luca?" is not really super complicated. Like DeMarco, if you said to me, "Hey, Trav,
right,
I will trade you my house for your car,"
yeah,
I'm in.
That's a
I don't
yes.
need, DeMarco,
that doesn't make you executive.
I don't even need an inspection on your home. I'm in. I'll do it.
Right. No doubt.
You can have the car.
That's
I'll
funny.
take the house. Yeah, well, the house, has a leaky pipe. I'm fine.
So Marco's got a leaky pipe?
I don't know. It is another Kings playoff ticket giveaway on 710. Give us a call right now. Be caller number 7 at 877-710-ESPN. And you'll be at Crypto.com tomorrow night for the Kings and the Oilers. Listen all day for your chance to win only on 710. Dave gets it right again. That's next. Travis and Marco, 710 ESPN.
The biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland on 710.
You know what? I get so pissed off. I like a good mojito. I am amazed at the number of times I order a mojito and it's totally half-assed. Like, do these guys even know how to muddle? It's like nobody wants to muddle the mint, and so they just throw a sprig of mint in. I want well-muddled mint in a mojito. What do I have to do to get that?
You have to exactly say the order that way. So this is my order if somebody says, what do you want to drink? I'll say, I'll have a whiskey sour with Maker's Mark in a rocks glass with ice.
Ooh, specific.
Because if I don't say that, they will bring me like a high glass with a little dainty garnish on it with no ice.
Yeah.
You need to say, muddle it.
Muddle!
And if the bartender's any good, he'll know.
Yeah, I want a good mint muddler.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Today at noon.
Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. And our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood, carpet, and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Hey, it's Mace. Looking for some fun and excitement? You got to check out Chumba Casino. It's 100% free to play. No purchase required. Enjoy hundreds of thrilling social casino games anytime, anywhere, like bingo, slingo, slots, and solitaire. Get in the action. Play now for a chance to redeem some serious prizes at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Delaware, Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team.
Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
Dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Now, your big ideas don't have to wait. They have everything they need to come to life because Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas. A technology that loves expanding your business and evolving your passion. We push what technology can do so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Oh, yes, indeed. Don't tell me your parents haven't danced to this song in front of you. I'm Mychal. This is what it's all about. The Flamingos, I only have eyes for you, DeMarco. Not literally.
Great
but,
song.
You know
It's also in every season premiere of Black Mirror.
Oh.
And in almost every episode.
And now there's a new season of Black Mirror. I just heard about. I got into Black Mirror in the beginning, but Black Mirror is a great show. It's like a modern-day Twilight Zone on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's good.
Based
11/18.
only on technology.
Yes. On a live imaging Tuesday. Did we get that winner for the Kings tickets? We're working on
We
it.
did. Dave.
Job, Dave.
Good job, Dave.
Way to go, Dave.
Dave, it's huge.
Mike Tomlin, Aaron Rodgers' situation will not affect draft strategy. That's what Mike Tomlin just said.
Oh, want to bet?
That's a lie.
Yeah, I was going to say, want to bet?
I mean, you got to fight back somewhere.
All right, yeah,
right?
look, I respect the hustle.
You got to throw it out there.
I respect the attempt. I just don't believe him for a single second.
All options are on the table.
We've got your Kings tickets all day long for Game 2 Wednesday night. Keep it here on your home of the Kings playoff hockey. 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Head coach Jim Hiller will join us hopefully this hour. I know the practice is going a little long, which I believe after last night, I'd be practicing too, the way Edmonton had that comeback.
You played last night and practiced in the...
Probably a morning skate, a light skate.
A light skate and some video. But maybe you're there in the video room.
There
Working on some talking stuff.
We're gonna talk it out. We're gonna talk it out.
Producer Jorge's got a great video room.
I do. It's 3 screens.
Yeah.
Like 4 different speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dodgers, go ahead, Trav.
Color correction room. It's got to be dark.
Hang in there.
Yeah.
Wait, one question. Like a studio or like where you're watching TV? Like
it's its own room kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Nice. Sorry.
Yeah, he does this stuff for real.
I know.
Yep. I got to make sure it sounds good, looks good.
Yeah.
The colors are bright enough.
Yeah.
You know? Nice dark room. Sound panels and everything. Come on, guys. Jeez. Carpet.
You
This
there?
isn't my fault, Trav.
You're there? Okay, there you go.
It's not my fault. I didn't do anything.
Wireless keyboard. No.
You gotta have wireless keyboard and mice.
Wi-Fi.
Come on.
Exactly.
What were you going to say about
Well, you
the
got
Dodgers?
good Wi-Fi there. You got to have a big pipe in there. You got to have
Stairs.
big bandwidth.
Dave Roberts.
Oh, what Dave do now?
Come on.
Premiere, Final Cut.
Heel.
Heel.
Dave didn't do anything.
Oh.
But I saw something that did remind me of Dave a little bit. So, you know Ronald Acuna for the Braves, right?
Yes, I do.
One of the best players in the National League. One of the best players in baseball. He's terrific. MVP. He's awesome. A few years ago, he got in a little trouble with his manager, Brian Snitker. He hit a ball that he thought was a home run that was not. Stayed in the ballpark, and he ended up getting a single out of it. And the inning after that, they took him out of the game. Kind of as a, dude, you got to run hard. You're not doing it. No problem.
Papelbon.
Yeah. No problem.
Gotcha.
Like his manager said, that's not how we do things. You got to, I don't.
Fair. Yeah.
I agree. Fair. 2 days ago, Brian Snitker, manager of the Braves, similar situation with a different player, a guy by the name of Jared Kelenic, hits a ball that he thinks is gone. It's not. And he's not where he's supposed to be, right? He dogged it too. Nothing happens.
Oh, really?
Okay. And then when asked about it after the game, the manager goes, what was I supposed to do? What do you think I was supposed to do something about that? And then subsequently came back and said later that he kind of maybe mismanaged it. Well, in between that, Ronald Acuna went on Twitter and said, if that were me, I would have been benched. Talking about his manager.
Probably fair.
Very fair. He was benched for the exact same offense. And now Snitker's caught in this thing where he blew it. He did 2 different things. And the reason I bring up Dave in all of this is because this is the sort of stuff that he never gets wrong. This is the sort of stuff where the Dodgers, we've talked about, Sean McVay's a lot like this too. They're just pretty quiet. They occasionally something will bubble up, but it comes up and it goes away. There's never a player calling out the coach or a player calling out a different player or different factions of the team. Everybody kind of runs pretty smoothly. And Brian Snitker's a good manager. He's won the World Series. Like, he's done a good job. And I just think he kind of kicked the can in this situation. He made a mistake.
Yeah.
But we talk about Dave. Well, why'd you take this guy out of that guy?
Failings of leadership. Yeah.
I still don't think those are the decisions that he is mostly responsible for. I think that best those are collaborative. But he is responsible for this kind of stuff, and he never gets it wrong.
Well, okay, so here's the funny thing. You have 3 kids, right?
I do.
Do you govern them, parent them the same? Are you, we all try to?
Yes,
we all
parent them the same. But
right. He's going to screw up worse than him.
A 15-year-old gets different rules than the 10-year-old.
Right. So I'm assuming, and this is where it's crazy when stuff like this gets out and out into the media. You treat players differently, I guess.
Jimmy Johnson
and situations are different.
Jimmy Johnson had well, that's the problem. The situation wasn't different.
Well,
it was exactly
but
the same.
guys are different. So if this if you keep doing this, you do this one more time, I'm taking you out of the game. And then he does it. Okay, I have to stand on that. You may be a model example of a player that just had a brain fart, and you can let that go. This is out of character for you. I think he's going to learn from the moment. Yeah.
This does that not alienate?
Was that real? Sorry, go ahead. Anyway, move on.
Both of you guys need to just stop telling me to move on.
Yeah, go ahead. I just said go ahead.
It's very hard when we're doing something and then somebody just stops and then says, go ahead, both of you.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
No.
You get paid a lot of money for it to be hard.
So when certain guys screw up, you have to handle it on an individual basis.
Okay.
So that might have been his last straw.
Fine. But Acuna, go ahead. Well, Acuna was right to be like, hey, what the hell?
Well, of course, a toothache would say that.
But he's the best player on your team.
I know, but probably he knows why the manager didn't come down on that guy. He's just putting it out there. I mean, rarely do you see it to where you're treating one guy unfairly.
You can't see where he feels like he's been treated unfairly?
I'm sure, but there's probably stuff we don't know that's going on behind closed doors with that guy.
The point that I'm making is that Dave Roberts doesn't have miscommunications. He doesn't have these issues where one guy's saying, why are you treating me like this and that guy like that? There isn't a player tweeting about the manager saying, hey, he would have benched me had I done that. The Dodgers just run smooth and quiet and efficiently. And I don't think Dave says we're pitching this guy in this game. I don't think Dave woke up one morning in the playoffs a few years ago and said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to use Julio Reaves as a middleman. That wasn't his idea. That he's been told we're going to do this. But all of that other stuff is his responsibility, and he's very, very good at it.
I do know with Sean McVay, all this stuff is handled early, so there is no question. Like, he's going to make it perfectly clear what Rams ball is, and I assume Dave does the same thing. This is how we do things. This is what we do. Either it's on the wall or we've talked about it. So if you break those rules and you keep doing it, I have no choice but to yank you off.
And when it does come to the point where I have to do something, he does it. And it's not. And the next time it comes where I have to do something, he doesn't not do it. That the rules are enforced uniformly.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
This is the standard is the standard, to use his term, right? And you don't meet the standard, well, we're going to address it. Where if that guy over there doesn't meet the standard, we'll just let it slide. That's what those guys don't do, I don't think.
Fish got caught once. This was back in the age of when players were bullying the rookies. It was phrased or you said it was hazing, but it wasn't. It was guys bullying people. So he had to speak on it. And it was the media,
gaggle.
The gaggle when they're out there at training camp, and he's speaking from the hip. And he says, if I catch wind of a guy bullying a player or hazing a player, I will cut them immediately. So, of course, there is a Travis out there that says, what if it's Eddie George? And he stops and goes, I'll have a stern talking to him, and then we'll move on. So you kind of got what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to take it case by case.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But usually you handle that. First of all, don't put yourself in a box like that. But secondarily,
careful making statements.
Right. Just, look, how I deal with my players is none of your business.
Boom. There you go.
I'll deal with my players as I think is the best way to do it. But when you do, let's say where it gets tricky is give me another player on that team that wasn't Eddie George, just a rank and file guy. Just a
Brad Hopkins. There you go.
Brad Hopkins.
Yeah.
And I did cut him for hazing, and then the next guy hazes in the exact same way, and I don't cut. Now I got a problem.
Now you got an issue.
And
or if that guy
that's
tweets or
what that guy
texts.
did.
Yes.
All right, what's on tap today here at 7:10? Lakers looking to even the series tonight against the T-Wolves. Coverage begins at 5:30. Tip-off is at 7. You can hear it for your afternoon drive on 7:10 a.m. in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Michelob Ultra, it's only worth it if you enjoy it.
They also have Michelob Ultra Zero, you know.
I have seen that.
Please enjoy responsibly.
I haven't seen that. Please enjoy responsibly. Thank
I just
you.
got a text from our friend Mike Altieri at the Kings.
Love Mike was at my wedding.
That's right.
Yeah.
He was in it? Or
Yeah,
out of it?
he was a guest at my wedding.
I wasn't even a guest.
I don't think we knew each other
We
then.
didn't. It's
Yeah.
okay, though.
Yeah.
You didn't invite me to your wedding. It's fine. Head coach Jim Miller is going to join us at 11:40 this morning.
Good.
He just yelled at the players, apparently.
Oh.
I don't know if that's true or not. I made that up. I made that up.
Yeah. I don't
want to get Mike in trouble. He was in your wedding.
He was.
Yeah.
Well, not in my wedding. He was at my wedding.
Was he dressed nice? He's got beautiful hair, Mike. Still has beautiful hair.
He looks great.
Oh,
He looks great.
what a beautiful man. Mike Altieri. You know what I'm saying, DeMarco?
Very. Yes. Totally.
What? You can't
Good-looking
talk about
guy.
the beauty of another man like Mike Altieri?
I'm neither commenting on it nor moving past it. If you would like to continue to discuss it, be my guest.
I could do an hour on
Go
the
ahead.
beauty of Mike Altieri.
Go ahead.
Well, the
Go
hair
ahead.
is amazing. He's got that Italian skin. He's always got great, I think I dress very well. He dresses amazing.
He looks great.
Incredible. Always good footwear.
I've never noticed his
And he's
footwear.
like the number 2 guy at the Kings, which means he's got some bread.
He's a heavyweight.
He is a heavyweight.
Yeah, I know he is.
Not pretended to be. He's a heavyweight. When I said yesterday, Cappy and I want to see Bailey, Bailey was in the suite 5 minutes later.
Wow.
That's juice.
Yeah.
If you can make Bailey appear, that's juice. That's real juice. The great Mike Altieri. Want me to tease or you got this?
Go ahead.
Factor cap. Not factor cap. Is it factor cap?
It is not.
Oh, what do we do at 11:30?
Well, on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we do hot and cold, but today is Tuesday, so we're not doing hot
So
and
what are
cold.
we doing?
So what we're going to do next is talk about how important a good practice after getting slapped is. That's coming up next. It's
That's
Travis
next on
DeMarco,
Travis and Sliwa.
710
Or Travis and DeMarco,
ESPN.
710 ESPN.
Mason and Ireland.
Can you do a cartwheel, John, if you were pressed?
I used to be able to, but I haven't done it in so
I've
long.
not done a cartwheel in a really
do
long
one?
time. I'm sure I can.
The biggest show on the radio, weekdays at noon.
On 710 ESPN.
Cap here. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt. With years of experience and a passion for helping people, if you've got water damage at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.
Just as every point matters, every detail counts in our meticulously crafted vehicles. Experience luxury at the top of its game. Welcome to Cadillac of Beverly Hills, the #1 Cadillac dealer in the Western region for the 3rd year in a row. Come and check out the incredible selection of new and pre-owned vehicles today at our showroom, 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills, and at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Hey, it's Bethel Duran. If you've ever been in a car accident, you know how stressful it can be. My boy Leo and the crew at Active Collision are there for you. They're the experts at taking care of your business. I'm dealing with it right now. Hit and run. The back of my truck was smashed. I thought it was just a simple fix the tailgate. No. Leo said, boom, boom, boom. This is a problem, Bethel. Let me take care of it. 626-330-0100. 626-330-0100. You'll get a 50% discount on your deductible when you let them know that 710 sent you. Or check them out on Instagram at active.collision.
Hey everybody, it's Cap, and I want to talk to you for just a minute about PrizePicks, my absolute favorite app. Download the PrizePicks app, use my code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, make a $5 play, get a $50 bonus. You've heard that before, but let's talk about this. Now that the basketball season is over and we're pulling into the postseason, do you want to go VIP style to the championship? Would you like to do that? I'm sure you would. Basketball's championship series is not that far away, and starting with the play-in round, which is going on, every lineup you make on PrizePicks will enter you in the Takes Two ticket sweepstakes. It's on right now on the PrizePicks app, and this could get you and a +1. So you and your guest are going VIP style to the ship, okay? The ship, as in the championship. Download the PrizePicks app. Use my code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Make a $5 play, get a $50 bonus. PrizePicks, run your game.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
I keep saying she'll be back, but today, again, I ride.
Have you seen her? The Shy Lights. 27 minutes in front of noon. On a live image. Go ahead, Jack. Live Imaging Tuesday. Travis and DeMarco Show. What?
Nothing.
Jim Hiller in just a few moments on your home of the LA Kings. 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app. Super Crosstalk coming up at the top of the hour along with Mason and Ireland. I wonder if Bergman's going to come in here today because I'm in here. I don't remember that, if we talked about that.
What, he won't do it?
Well, no, because then you got 4 people doing the show and John gets upset. So
I think you've been a cross because John won't come in if there's more than 4.
No, I'm going to get out of here so John comes in.
Yeah.
Especially on a Lakers. Plus, you got Mychal and Pepe.
Oh, that's
Although
right.
I wasn't able to get Pepe parking. That scheme didn't work.
Pepe parking where?
Well, Pepe needs parking because he's tired of, because we can't give him validation all the time.
Pepe needs
costs a
parking?
lot of money.
Sure.
And we're in a, people are like analyzing where all the parking's going. Pepe was just smuggling it. That's a bad.
It's not cheap to park downtown.
No.
It's not.
So then he cornered me at a game a few weeks ago and was like, my friend, take care of me. He got down on his knees like praying to the Pope. Not that I'm the Pope, but you get what I'm saying. And
Are
I
you
thought,
in the running?
No, actually, we did a whole Pope
Yeah.
breakdown. There's 2 people, and I think Cappy tried to bet on him on Prize Picks.
Can
and
you
I
do
know
it?
we're going to
You
hell
can
for
do
doing a
that?
bit.
Wow.
For doing a Pope bit, but
It's
you know.
not the only reason.
Listen, come on, man. I'm 2.0 here.
I'm just saying.
1.0 is behind us.
Go
I've
ahead.
asked for forgiveness. Go ahead.
Go
so
ahead.
but now the Pepe parking scheme I thought I had is gone up in smoke. Sam Pine said no to it. Owner Sam Pine. So now I don't have a way to help Pepe, and he can't park across the street. It's too early.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good name for a punk band. Pepe needs parking.
Pepe needs parking.
Pepe needs parking.
It's not
Come
bad.
on, that's a good name for a punk band, isn't it?
It's not bad.
Right, come on,
I
that's
like
awesome.
that. Did you guys see Shaq have to make a quick exit last night?
Oh my
happens,
God, poor Shaq.
happens. You know.
Oh
look,
my God.
If it hasn't happened to you recently, it will. I know it happened to you.
I just did it on the street.
It happened to me on the street. It happens, and last night it happened to Shaq on
Great
TV.
equalizer.
Yep.
What are you going to do?
What Shaq did.
You have
get
no choice,
out of there
right?
and get to the nearest spot that you can because it happens.
I love how Chuck was like, it's all that olive oil you're drinking.
All the olive oil you drinking.
Hey, listen, my life is now olive oil and balsamic on
Really?
almost everything.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It does
And
help.
bread? Yeah.
Well, I can't. I don't do
Oh,
as
I'm
much of
sorry.
the bread
Yeah.
because of the
You
sodium.
put a little.
I do a little bit.
Black pepper in there,
There
the
you
red
go.
pepper flakes.
Yes.
Things
Yeah.
are working pretty
CPK.
well, so I can open it up just a little bit.
Okay.
Have one piece of bread.
Nice.
Well, yesterday I had one meatball slider
Oh.
at the sweet. Very salty though.
No.
Well, you said you get X amount of milligrams.
Yeah, but I also don't like the taste of salt now.
Really?
Like a lot of salt. Like I had one chip and it was like, wow, this is really salty. Then my tongue hurts.
I cannot get enough.
Of salt?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not great. But Shaq was.
Well, look,
I mean,
if you
what are
had
you
a
gonna do?
choice, that's the right one to make versus
he was
the
wearing
alternative.
khakis.
See, that's the right one to make.
But there is a desk.
No, you can't.
No.
No,
They don't want to replace the desk.
No.
There may have been a desk, but they don't have multiple desks to slide in.
I'm
there.
honestly surprised this doesn't happen more often.
Yeah, I mean, look, people get sick. People eat things that don't sit well. We've all had that moment where everything's fine and you go, huh! And then you got to get out of there real quick because you're not quite sure what's about to happen next.
Oh, you know.
Our guys
you
passing
do know.
out on the air.
You do know.
Just like you know Jim Hiller's coming up next.
Jim Hiller is coming up next. We'll talk about that wild Game 1 last night, talk a little bit about Game 2, which is coming up tomorrow. It's all straight ahead on the Trav DeMarco Show, 710 ESPN.
Hey, you guys ever had to deal with chafing? Well, you're not alone. I do too. So whether it was back in the playing days or just out for my morning walks, chafing is no joke, and it could be really, really painful if you don't take care of it. That's why I always keep Highlands Chafing Relief on deck. This stuff has been a game changer for me, big fellas. It goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, stays put even through sweat and water, no greasy mess, just all-day protection. And if you've already got some chafing, like I said, you are not alone. Highlands Chafing Relief soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. So whether you're running, riding, hiking, or just dealing with the heat, and that's coming soon, Highlands Chafing Relief has your back and your thighs and your arms. You get the idea. This will help you. You don't have to stop doing what you love just because of something stupid like chafing. So grab some Highlands Chafing Relief and feel the difference right now. Available today at Walmart and Target.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Ready for a delicious escape? The New Islands Restaurant's $10 protein bowls are your ticket. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients. They're only here for a limited time, so enjoy one today. Visit islandsrestaurants.com.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news and stats to placing bets in just a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code JOEQ to get started today. That's JOEQ, JOEQ. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show, now mornings 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Dano against Draisaitl, and Draisaitl wins the draw back to McDavid. Tried to backhand it and got blocked. Kings bank it up the wall into the neutral zone. Here comes Trevor Moore, one-on-one. Moore waits, hits the trailer. Dano shoots, scores! Dano! It found its way through! A nylon-seeking puck trickles past Skinner. Dano's second goal of the game. And with 41 seconds left, it is 6-5 LA.
We're going to talk with Kings head coach Jim Hiller here in a little bit, and I can't wait to get his feelings on what was going through his head at that moment when they had let a 4-goal lead turn into a 5-5 tie, and then all of a sudden they get a 6-5 lead. There were still 41 seconds left, and I'm watching like, I think they're going to win, but it was far from a sure thing considering what the last couple of minutes of that game were like.
I love my job. I love my job. I hate my job. I hate my job. I love my job. Yeah.
You could just feel the collective.
Yeah. Right. Oh my
we
God.
escaped. And I'm like, yeah, not yet.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
It's one of those things, too. It's like when the momentum is swinging all in one direction, that if you go to overtime, it's most likely to go in that direction it's been going in, which was the Oilers' way. So I was worried about if it went to overtime that it would go the Oilers' way as well.
Completely agree. But what's so weird about those hockey overtimes is one team can be completely dominating play, and there's just boom, it's in the back of the other net,
right.
and it's over.
Right.
It happened so fast where one turnover, one bad pass, one good play, one misplay by the goaltender. It's like, oh, yeah, we lost. It's like, we dominated. Yeah, but you're out. You lose. Go home. It's
very abrupt.
It's abrupt.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the emotional, like just watching it on TV is okay, they got it. Oh, man, this is a little closer than I wanted. Oh my, what the heck's going on to, oh, they're going to lose.
You can lose fast.
We won.
Yeah, you can lose quick in hockey. If they get hot, you can't stop them, and all of a sudden your goaltender can't make a save. And it goes from a laugher to I'm scared to death to I'm behind and we need a miracle. And I think you saw all that in one game.
Exactly.
You really did.
You saw all of it in the span of a few minutes.
A few minutes.
It was a wild, wild night at Crypto last night. The Kings win game 1 of the series 6-5. They take a 1-0 lead. Joining us right now, the head coach of the Los Angeles Kings, Jim Hiller.
Well, you'd think I slept more after winning a game, but I'll tell you what, a little tired, I would tell you that.
I would imagine so, Jim. I was just telling DeMarco, tell me the range of emotions from a 4-goal lead to you're up 3 goals, middle of the third period, to it's 5-5. What the heck just happened to my hockey team? Take me through it.
Yeah, well, you know what? I thought we just started a little slow, but then clearly we got ourselves going through the second period and felt really good about how we were playing. And really good about the team as everybody was working. We were on it, and then had some chances to just really put them away and just missed. And then it changed pretty quickly. There's no question. So I just give our team a ton of credit to have the resolve after as disappointed as we were, because we missed those empty nets too. Don't forget that.
Sure,
just really ice it. The resolve to have to go through that and then get right back at it, and. Good things, good karma, I think. We got a good team with a good spirit. The guys really like each other. And I think some nights you get rewarded for something bigger, for just being a good guy and a good teammate. And I think maybe that was the last goal just going our way.
Jim, what about that? Like you talked about, you just weren't able to knock them out, just weren't able to kind of put that last moment. And when they successfully killed that 5-on-3, and you guys were peppering Skinner with shots. It felt like one was going to go in eventually, and kind of say, okay, that's the end of at least for tonight. When they were able to kill off those 2 minutes, what was going through your head? Was because just we didn't get it. They still have a heartbeat, or we're still okay?
No, I'm with you. I thought if we could have got one right there, that probably would have been enough for us. But they have a really good team, and no lead is safe for them. I think over the last 3-4 years, they're probably the team in the league that's come back from being down in the third period more than any other team. And they got a couple of guys there that can make some of that happen on their own. So, yeah, I didn't think we had her in the bag at any point once they killed that off. I was disappointed to see it go in a couple times. But that's the craziness of sports. And hockey, I think hockey in particular, right? That things can change that quickly. But everybody in the building, coaches, trainers, fans, media, it doesn't matter who you are, I think you appreciate the effort of those 40 guys on either team.
And the environment. The environment was raucous, super loud. And I do wonder, what is the mindset when you have a game in hand, they come back, and then you get the victory. So what's the mindset going into game 2 after a win like this?
Well, you know what? It was an emotional night for sure, and the music was going on in the dressing room, and the guys, I could just hear the energy. They really, really were proud of themselves, having a moment, and it was awesome to be a part of. But shortly thereafter, you hit the showers, you get the ice bags, and you go start getting ready for what today is. It's kind of a reset day, and you haven't really done a whole bunch of anything. You got a long ways to go, so you have to park that mentality and just know that it's going to be all of that tomorrow night and more.
Kings head coach Jim Hiller joining us here on Trav and DeMarco. How much does it help having guys like Kopitar and Doughty on your team that have been through it a lot? And yes, last night was incredibly emotional, but we got another one coming up in about 24 hours from now. How much does that veteran leadership work into that?
Well, it really is. I mean, as the coach, you only got so much. You're with them for, really just a small portion of the day. You try to get your message across. And then, it's the guys in the room that carry that message for the rest of the day and on into the next game. And you just couldn't ask for two better guys than that. And let's not forget Joel Edmondson, who's a Stanley Cup winner, and Darcy Kemper as well, Trevor Lewis. So there's 5 of them in there that have been through, the start of the battle right to the end. So I think what's nice for our team this year in particular is Drew and Kopi and Louis have two other guys there that really have strong voices.
When you said your players really like each other, I'm curious how the coach knows that, because usually when the coach shows up, we're on our best behavior. So, how do you know these guys really get along? Are they playing together, hanging out together? How do you know that?
Well, it's all those things. It's all those things, and I'm sure they've had plenty of times. And you can hear through the grapevine some of the stuff that they get up to and the laughs that they're having, and it's just great. I think it's really important. I think sometimes as coaches we try to control it too much, and I think coming together and having fun and doing some things maybe that you shouldn't when the coach doesn't know probably help the team more than hurt the team in the end. You can't be doing it all the time, but those moments are what build a team, and so. I just got the sense from these guys, I can see them laughing. You can see the sincere interactions, the laughter, the inside jokes. Those are all really, really positive things.
I guess if you're not punching each other in the face, that's good.
That's a good sign.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that for sure, but then there's another level. You know what? You can all get along, but then you can really all just really dig each other. And I think that's what we got going there.
Jim Hiller, Kings head coach, after the Kings' huge 6-5 win last night against Edmonton. And of course, Jim, it had to be Edmonton, right? I mean, fourth year in a row, a team that is very difficult to put away, a team that's got Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, just two of the best players in the whole league. And the Kings have run into them 4 consecutive years now. When you saw the draw, when it was finally set in stone, were you thinking, yeah, here we go again? Or is it an opportunity that we're finally going to find a way through these guys?
Yeah, I think I would say the latter. We've known for some time it looked like these guys, probably with about a 90% probability for the last month. But every year that's a different team. The players never stay the same. And sometimes it can be one player different or 7 or 8. And in our case, it was a large turnover this year. And the team has its own identity. And so a lot of these guys haven't been part of this, part of the previous series. So they're ready to go. They don't want to hear anything about the past. They're ready to get in there and beat them this year. And I think that's really helped just our team overall. It's just we've got some fresh guys here that don't really give a crap about what's happened in the past, and they want to take care of their moment right now.
What do you do with a player like McDavid? Every sport's got somebody on the other side that you are preoccupied with. You got to stop him. There's only so much you can do with a player, whether it's a Michael Jordan type or a Connor McDavid type. What is your approach, Phyllis? Let him do his thing and we're going to stop everybody else, or do you just try your very best to limit the damage that a player like that can do to your team?
Well, I think it's that. I think he's gonna get his opportunities. He's gonna touch the puck. You can't take him away all over the ice. I think the important thing is that you try not to make it one person's job, and you make it everybody on the ice's job in the end. That if somebody breaks down, we've got support, whether it's a second guy or a third guy in behind. And then ultimately, the guy with the pads on, he's your final savior back there. And one man or 2 or 3 probably aren't going to do it alone.
How important that you guys didn't take a lot of penalties last night, knowing that Edmonton power play the way that it is, that you guys did a relatively good job of not taking penalties?
Well, that's another point. Thanks for bringing that up. I guess that's the other thing you can do to try and limit those guys is when they're 5-on-5. That was what I was answering the question. When it's 5-on-5, when 5-on-4 makes it even that much more difficult. So trying not to give those advantages, which last night I thought we did do a really good job of that. And I don't think there were too many times that that the referee or Edmonton was complaining about calls. I thought we were pretty diligent with staying within the rules.
Jim, last one before we let you go. We're talking with Jim Hiller, the coach of the L.A. Kings. Do you have another old school quote locked and loaded, like a Will Ferrell line for your guys getting ready for the next one, or do you go to a different film?
Yeah, right. No, that would come out of nowhere. No, I try not to go down that path, to be honest with you, too many times. But there's some moments, and we've all seen these movies, and they're stuck in our head that that one just seemed to apply based on the line of questioning I was getting.
So you weren't Will Ferrell in that. You were not banging the chair against the lockers. You were in your shoes, right?
I'm trying not to be, but I'll tell you what. If you ask the guys, they might say they might have a different version. You know what? When you're in the moment, you don't self-reflect maybe when the intensity is that high. But try not to, anyways. But I'm sure I've had my moments.
Kings are up 1-0. Game 2 tomorrow night at Crypto.com Arena against the Edmonton Oilers. Jim, congrats on Game 1, and we look forward to Game 2. Thanks a bunch.
Go get them.
Okay, great, guys. Look forward to talking to you as we go here.
Yeah, you got it. Me too.
Hockey coaches.
It
love 'em.
was so blanking exciting, and had the sixth goal gone Edmonton's way instead of LA's way, it would have been so blanking, heartbreaking, and awful, and everything else that comes along with it. And it goes to show you, like, if you win the game, how you got there is like, whatever, we can deal with it all. And
yes.
I would love to know, not what they're saying, but what the Oilers are actually feeling. Do they feel like despite the fact that they came from a 4-goal deficit, despite the fact that they were 3 goals down with not a ton of time to play, do they feel like they blew the game, or do they feel like, hey, look, we almost pulled a rabbit out of our hat?
I'm just guessing you probably felt like if you had more time, you would have beat them. We just ran out of time. They didn't beat us. We just ran out of time. So they're going to be sky high if coming back from that. But the Kings should be too if you weather that storm to get the win. Winning is great deodorant. It covers up a lot of stink.
It does.
But they exposed a lot too. So, yeah, this will be good.
I can't wait to see Game 2. There's just an intensity to this stuff that, like, I was complaining the other day about it was Memphis Golden State with the play. And I'm like, man, you just don't get stuff like that very often, where there's just real stakes on the line, where somebody is going to be elated and somebody's going to be devastated at the end of the night. And every shift of a hockey playoff game feels like that.
Yeah, there's the real alligators in the moat.
Yeah.
If you go in, you get eaten up. It's real. That's how it feels. That's the way it should feel, no doubt.
I cannot wait for Game 2. Of course, you can hear it on the all-new ESPN LA app in crystal clear digital audio. And, of course, we got the Lakers tonight, which we'll talk with John and Steve in just a little bit. We're going to do some dump here, Em, or what are we doing?
Sure,
here?
let's throw in a little dump, a little abbreviated dump.
Well,
as opposed to Shaq's
like
last
a
night.
a non-Shaq related dump. Happy birthday to Jack Nicholson, who turns 88 years old today.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. When's the last time you saw him?
In person?
Yeah, or just on TV?
What, he
was at the SNL 50.
Oh, okay, there you go. Okay.
As well as I think he was at 2 years ago when the Lakers went to the Western Conference Finals. He was at those games.
Did he show up when LeBron broke the scoring record too?
I don't know about that.
He's not a regular attendee the way that he used to be, but he will periodically show up.
Not to be morbid, just thinking of Gene Hackman, because the last time I saw him is not the way I thought. When you see him again after he's like, whoa, oh my God, he is 90. Okay.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson, 88. Do you think of a role for him, like just because obviously he's had a million.
Jack?
Yeah.
Frank Costello from The Departed.
That's up there.
That was awesome. The Joker.
Oh, okay.
One Flew Over the Cuckoos.
Yeah, there's still one that I think of
Is there one
first.
out there?
There's one that I think, all those are certainly on the list, but there's one more for me.
Go ahead.
The Shining.
Oh, The Shining. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Where he's hacking his way through the door.
Here's
Johnny.
Yes.
Yeah. And apparently, the director of that, Stanley Kubrick, nearly made Shelley Duvall go crazy.
Also, rest in peace to Shelley Duvall.
Yeah.
His son, Ray Nicholson, was in the most recent Smile movie, Smile 2. And he's been in a couple of different movies, but capitalizing on his resemblance to Jack, because when he does the smile, the Kubrick smile, it looks identical to his dad, which is great. So shout out Ray Nicholson.
Speaking of identical to the dad, do you know Patrick Warburton? He played Putty in Seinfeld. He's been in a handful of Putty. He had a TV show. His face. He's Putty in Seinfeld. He's got this very deep, distinct voice, and he speaks in a very specific cadence. He did a video with his 4 sons.
Oh, that guy.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So his 4 sons do this video with him, and they all sound exactly like him. They can all do the Putty voice exactly like him. It's terrific.
Is he Kronk on Emperor's New Groove, or is that someone else I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
anyway.
Yeah, I'm getting a thumbs. Parker says yes. Parker says
yay.
that that's him. Yes. Kronk?
Yes. Pull the lever, Kronk.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He does. He did Buzz Lightyear when it wasn't Tim Allen.
Of Star Command.
He was also in Kim
Yes.
Possible, so this is big for me. And then his nephew was on The Bachelor, and so one of the Meet the Family dates, he was there, and I was like, oh, that's that guy.
Clay Thompson had a celebrity golf tournament that Michael was kind enough to invite me to one year, and I'm having lunch with Michael after the golf, and Michael and I are sitting there, and Clyde Drexler's sitting where you're sitting, DeMarco, and I'm just kind of sitting there taking it all in, thinking this is great, and then all of a sudden I feel this person plop in the chair next to me, and I look, Patrick Warburton.
It's him?
I'm like, this is amazing. This is
He's also
tremendous.
in the pre-boarding video shown on Soren.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, okay.
And these little babies, where he holds up the little ears along the way. Marshawn Lynch turns 39 years old today. Beast mode.
No way. Beast mode. How long has he been retired now?
5 years?
Yeah, he should be up soon.
Getting close.
Yeah, I mean,
Because he retired with those protect your mental speech. He did that
protect
one.
your chicken.
Yes.
Yeah, protect your money.
One extra year that he did, I believe, with the Seahawks again. I don't know. No, that was the Raiders.
The Raiders.
He's got two pieces of video I could watch all day. One is when he scored and caused an earthquake, and he jumped in like he's going into a hot tub backwards.
Yep.
The other one was when I think he was sitting out for a while. And he was practicing against a high school.
Oh, I remember that.
And was giving him real beast mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is fun stuff.
Can you imagine a high school guy trying to deal with that?
Bruh, no, I'd pull my kid off the field. Are
Who
you
was
insane?
The running back when you were playing that was just like, man, I do not want to have to run into this guy.
Let me think about that.
Just a real hard physical runner. Wasn't looking to make you
Eddie George.
Yeah.
He was so big and so long. Yeah. Just a big dude, run you over.
My two Marshawn Lynch thoughts when I think of Marshawn Lynch is obviously beast mode. The cow when he stole the golf cart.
Oh.
And he was riding that around. And the other one is he was in the movie Bottoms like 2 years ago, and he is fantastic in that movie. So, yeah.
I'll take care of y'all chicken.
Ironhead.
Oh, Craig Hayward.
Ironhead Hayward.
Yeah.
Whether he had the ball or not, you had to watch him.
Well, he was 300 pounds.
You had to watch him. And he was, I wouldn't say dirty, he was sneaky. He would catch you, and he was going for knockouts. Yeah, that guy.
It was today in 1981 that Fernando Valenzuela his third shutout in just 4 starts.
Third shutout in 4 starts.
As a rookie.
Dang, Tommy.
I think he threw 8 shutouts that season.
Oh my God! Wow.
Which is just that's one of those things that you're gonna be like, wait, they let people do that?
Right.
Like it just doesn't even sound like
on
it adds
Advil.
Up. Super Crosstalk coming up next.
I'll take care of y'all chicken.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah, tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes. LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Great. Now raise your other hand if you like to be comfortable. Perfect. Now that you have both hands raised, imagine putting on your shoes. And that, folks, right there is your answer to an easier, more comfortable life. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. This is footwear you don't need your hands to put on. They can be raised in the air, and you can just step it and go. Why don't you experience what people can't stop talking about? Life-changing Skechers Slip-ins. Get your Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away? Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Hey, it's Mace. Want a new game to get excited about? Check out Chumba Casino, your favorite online social casino. It's free to play, no strings attached. Enjoy social casino games like bingo, slingo, and slots and more with new releases every week, whether you're at home or on the go. Play for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Get started today at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Delaware, Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. The 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Chargers sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Looking for a great deal on a new ride? Lease a 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe SC for just $319 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. Don't miss out. Drive with confidence with America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and Hyundai's Assurance Program. Visit us off the 91 freeway or online at CardinAlleyWayHyundai.com to schedule your test drive. Lease offer on approved HMF credit. $39.99 due at signing. Plus tax, license, $85 doc fee, and registration. No security deposit. 10,000 miles per year. Offer expires 4/30/2025.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles.
KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. It's time for Super Crosstalk.
So, Mace, you said you saw the dump item still up on the screen when you came in. Jack Nicholson's 88 today.
How about that?
Is there a roll? Like when you just jack one
For
roll?
me, Shining.
Me too.
Yeah.
Wait,
Shining.
Chinatown's your favorite movie ever.
But you're talking about a Jack Nicholson performance.
Right.
As a performance goes, I would say Chinatown. As a movie, now Chinatown I think is a better movie, but as a performance, when I think of Nicholson, I think of The Shining.
Me too.
Here's Johnny, all
Me
that
too.
stuff.
Yeah, I think other people could have played Jack Torrance, who is the role he played in The Shining. I don't know if another person could have played the role he played in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, yeah.
McMurphy?
Yeah, I think that was uniquely for Nicholson.
So, it was actually optioned by Kirk Douglas. Kirk Douglas wanted to play the lead.
That wouldn't have been a different movie.
So when Kirk Douglas aged out of it, he gave it to Mychal Douglas.
Didn't it win Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Director?
Correct.
All of the big four?
One of a very few movies to do that. So Mychal Douglas got it, and Mychal Douglas said, I don't think I'm right for it. And so he produced it and gave the role to Nicholson. So it went from Kirk Douglas to Mychal Douglas to Nicholson. That was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Mychal Douglas is one of the most underrated actors ever. He had a run for about 5 years.
The 90s?
where everything he did was what was it?
Basic Instinct?
Right. Well, Basic Instinct was one of them.
Wall Street.
And then he did Wall Street.
Yeah.
He did
Falling Down.
Falling Down is a good movie.
He was great in the Sorkin movie, American President.
Yep.
Yes.
He was Jane Fonda's cameraman in the China Syndrome.
China Syndrome was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a great
so
movie.
for a while, he had a heater.
Instinct.
Yeah, he had a heater for about 5 years where you couldn't touch him.
He would always kind of sort of play the same guy, which was very likable, very charismatic, but had a little bit of menace in there, a little bit of something that made you not quite other than the American President, where he was a pretty good guy.
Right.
But,
American President was a great movie.
But there was always one of those, he's going to do something crazy here.
Yeah.
I am Andrew Shepard, and I am the president.
He's going to sabotage
Well,
himself.
American President was the birth of the West Wing.
Sure.
So when Aaron Sorkin wrote American President, he had all this leftover ideas that he didn't use, and he went, okay, this is a TV show, and that launched the West Wing.
I was in love with the
do our West Wing trivia competition.
Anytime, anywhere, my friend.
All right. I know. Well, you gave me a little impromptu quiz, and I aced it.
You did well.
I did ace it. So, did you guys watch Kings last night?
Oh man, what a game!
Was that nuts?
I thought that was it.
I was lucky enough to be at the Miracle on Manchester.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah, but it's such a weird story.
Opposite.
My college roommate had never been to an NHL game. I go, really? We're like playing a pickup basketball game at like 3 p.m. I go, the Kings are playing tonight, and they're playing Edmonton. They're probably going to get killed, but we could get in. Let's just go down there and scalp tickets. So we go down. You'll appreciate this. We buy tickets like 2 rows from the roof, and Edmonton, and Edmonton's up 5-0. And everyone's leaving.
Yep.
So we start working our way down.
Nice. As you should.
And by the time it was 5-3, we're in the 5th row. And to my right is Jamie Farr Klinger
no way.
wearing a Toledo Mud Hens hat.
Sounds like Jamie.
And the whole crowd, you're like hugging people you don't know because the Kings were down 5-0. They scored 3 goals, but with a minute to go, they were still down 5-3.
Yeah.
They make it 5-4, and with 5 seconds left, they tie it.
So with that in mind,
that was the closest thing. What I was going to say is that's the closest game I've seen to the Miracle on Manchester was last night.
At what point last night did you guys go, uh-oh? Because for me, it was when they had the 5-on-3,
Me too.
Yeah.
and they didn't
were
score.
Unable to
and
score.
Edmonton killed the penalty, and I'm like, uh-oh.
And by the way,
there's too much time left in this game.
Have you guys all seen the Halloween horror movies, the Michael Myers, or how you can't
That's
kill
McDavid.
him? That's
Yeah.
McDavid.
Yeah.
McDavid, you can't kill him.
No.
He's like,
he's so fast.
at one point, he passed the puck off the board to himself, and then went by 3 Kings and scored.
The goal that he scored to tie the game
he's just
was
a
the most
freak.
ridiculous angle because he's on the far right side of the
Yes.
ice, and then he gets it in the far left corner of the goal.
Yeah.
It was at the
I got it around. It was almost like a bend it like Beckham situation.
It was something else. And if the Kings had not managed to score the 6th goal and win the game, that series is over, right? Can you come back from something like that?
Yeah, hockey games you can because each game is like its own battle. Like there's like who has
to blow a 4-goal lead?
Who has the momentum going into game 2? I think
Kings.
both teams think they have it. No, I think.
Oh, you don't think Edmonton's
I agree with
kicking
DeMarco what he was
themselves?
saying earlier. I don't think the Oilers think the Kings beat them. I think the Oilers think they just ran out of time.
I don't know, Mace. If the Kings would have lost that game, I would have been like, "That's a wrap, man. You can't blow a 4-goal lead late, a 3-goal lead late in the game, a 4-goal lead overall. That would have been a fatal blow.
It is super, super deflating. I mean, it would be hard to pick up and rally back from that. But hockey is different from the NBA, from Major League Baseball. It does feel like each one is a story. Each one is its own story, and so I don't think it's as damaging to get to lose like that in hockey as it is for an example, in football or NBA or one of those.
And you're going on Wednesday night.
Yeah, going tomorrow night.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That'll be.
Yeah,
you should see if you can beat the drum.
Beat the drum.
The Go Kings Go drum. They had who did they have last night? McSorley did it last night.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
You know what I loved about last night?
Mason,
What?
McSorley.
Yeah,
no
Just saying,
difference.
like, he's had the hawk.
What?
He's
Ben
you've done
Stick?
the national anthem.
Yeah,
We've
Ben
done all
Stick.
sorts
That's
of
what I
things.
think.
And by the way, it's not a hawk; it's a falcon.
Falcon.
It's a
falcon. Wow.
Apologies to
Yes,
the Falcon.
yes, exactly.
Yes, Falcon.
What did you like last night? You said you liked something last night.
I like something.
You
What?
said you liked something. They did something last night that you liked.
Oh yeah, they did the national anthem. Did you see the national anthem?
The harmonicas?
They had the harmonicas.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
It was so friggin' cool. It was this group of women from the Koreatown. I got it. I'll have it in my notes later. But from like the Koreatown something or other, and they played the harmonicas, and then everybody started to sing. It was really cool.
Okay, so if the Kings didn't end their season last night with a Game 1 loss, what about the Lakers tonight? I know the math says that there's still a possibility, but the math doesn't say it's a very good possibility. Maybe not a mathematical must-win, but a metaphorical must-win for tonight. It sure feels like it.
Have you ever read any of Pat Riley's books? He
I
wrote
have
a book called The Winner Within.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things he talks about is, and this is a lesson for old-time Laker fans, the Lakers for years, for maybe 20 years, could not beat the Celtics. I think they were 0-9 against the Celtics in the finals. And so 1984 rolls around, and we have a way better team than they do. And it goes 7, Lakers-Celtics. The Lakers win their games by an average of 17 points a game. The Celtics win theirs by an average of 5, but the Celtics win the series in Game 7.
In the Garden?
And everybody went, we can't beat them. It just, they have, which I'm sure Kings fans were feeling last night. I was texting with Jerry Weinstein, who's the TV director for the Lakers. He'll do the game tonight. And he's a huge Kings fan. And when they got to be 5-5, I said, what the hell just happened? And he goes, we can't beat them. They're too good. They're just too good. And so fast forward to 1985. Same thing, Lakers-Celtics again in the finals. And we know we have a better team than them because last year we beat them by 17 in our 3 games. So we know this is where we get them back. Game 1 in Boston. Final score, Celtics 148, Lakers 114. The Memorial Day massacre.
Oh, right.
It happened on Memorial Day. And I remember telling my friends, we were all out in Palm Springs on a UCLA trip, and I said, you know what? They beat us 9 times in a row. This was the year we were supposed to be better than them. It's just different to them. It means more to them. We can't beat them. And Pat Riley, little did I know, walked into the locker room before game 2. And he normally gave these really passionate speeches. And Riley sits down and he goes, you guys, I'm going to tell you about my dad. He goes, my dad died when he was 50, maybe 49 or 50, had a heart attack, died. Before he died, one of the things he said to me, Riley was an All-American at Kentucky, had played in the NBA, and he goes, you have very few opportunities in life. You can probably count them on one hand, where you have to stand up and show people who you are, that you are not letting this moment go. This is one of those moments. I know it's only game 2, but if we don't show up tonight, we die. He goes, they beat us last year in the finals. They own us historically. And then they just beat us 148 to 114. If you guys don't stand up tonight and don't show up, you'll remember it for the rest of your lives. And he walks out. And all the Lakers look at each other and they went, okay, that's it. And they went out. They won game 2. They won the series in 6 and ended the Celtics' curse. I think tonight is one of those nights for the Lakers. Like you said, Trav, if they win, we're still going to I'm going to Minnesota on Thursday no matter what.
No matter what, right.
But if you go down 0-2, you're making it almost impossible to, you'd have to beat that team 4 times in 5 games. You have to stand up tonight and show people who you are. I don't care what the excuses are. You can't forget to cover people. All right? You can't leave Naz Reid wide open for the whole night. You can't let them shoot 42 threes, and none of the 42 were contested. You can't do it. So let's see. I have a really good feeling they're going to show up tonight. And if they don't, it's not their year.
Yeah. Well, tonight's the night. Tonight's the night. 1-1 feels pretty good.
I think they're going to win tonight. I feel like they're going to win tonight.
Even though they got blown out in game 1, it's like it was like, okay, let's go again.
Yeah, no, I feel like
one more time.
I feel like this is the night where LeBron James says, you know what, we are not. And LeBron James has lost lots of game 1s in his career and has rallied back to win series. So I think this one's no different. I think LeBron shows up big tonight. I think Luca shows up big tonight, and we get to see a better version of Austin Reaves. He had a terrible game.